goes how it goes, man. Sometimes you just like the opposite. It just works better. All right, well we're here, and I think you got. Did you just start setting on the background?
What's that? Oh, it's been playing. It's like right as she's getting to college.
All right. See, I just started jury duty. All right, well we got. I guess we're ready for side by side.
Let's do it, man.
All right, dude. Hey, hello everybody listening. My name is CJ Robles.
And I've been Garrett.
And welcome to Side by Side.
Here we are.
Today we're doing the one and only The Whistle. We're doing Pauly Shore.
Leaning Tower of Chisa. This is one of my favorites, man.
Dude, he doesn't get. I don't know if he gets enough credit, but maybe he does. But I think he's a good.
He was actually. I'm pretty sure he was uncredited there. So it's funny that you said credit.
Yeah, probably. But he's a good voice actor.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of good little voice roles under his belt, and I'm like, man, the Weasel has been around for a minute.
So, what was it? The Goofy movie came out whenever I was 5. So that had to have been my first introduction to Pauly Shore, man. Like,
oh yeah,
easily, yeah, and didn't even know. Like I said, it wasn't until I watched this movie and I was like, hey, is that the guy off a Goofy movie? Like that's how I relate. Pauly Shore, which is
Let's see.
I
have this. I had it ready, but then I don't know. My curiosity moved a lot of this stuff around. Let me just find out where I was looking at. So we decided to go and this week on Side by Side we decided to do two of 90s nostalgia movies, Son-in-Law and Jury Duty. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, these are part of Pauly Shore's. I think his contract he had with I guess with the production company, or with I guess whoever did those movies, because he had like a contract to do Son-in-Law, In the Army Now, and Jury Duty, I believe. He had a three picture deal. And we kind of picked on his first one. What's up?
Yeah, because the first one was Hollywood Pictures. And then this one was Columbia Pictures. So it was Jury Duty. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, whenever Jury Duty popped up, I saw it was like a Weasel production. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that.
I tried looking that up, dude, and I could not find anything. Or at least from Wikipedia. I guess I didn't look that hard. So
No.
I feel like you found something.
No. I just saw that in the beginning, and I was like, yes, that's awesome that he had the. He kind of made his own little production company there. All right, okay, here we go. So let's talk about Pauly Shore for 1 second. I would be wearing my MTV shirt for him because that's what made him. But I'm going with the I like the little 90s, like the plaid woven button up with the shirt in the middle. I was gonna wear the MTV shirt, but I feel I've worn it like 3 or 4 times, a little played out. So we'll do a little bit of a little 90s throwback in the vintage. I wish I had my Jinkos on. That'd be pretty cool. or bell-bottom jeans. But
I have my Free Curl shirt on from Workaholics, so nothing even remotely close.
So we got it. But hey, but like Workaholics, like that kind of Pauly Shore's characters in both of these movies is kind of like that slacker guy. Not really. I don't know what to say. A little bit.
Not even. Well, okay, definitely in Jury Duty.
Yeah.
And Son-in-Law, I wouldn't even say slacker, but just like oddball.
Yeah, oddball. Yes, in both these.
He definitely has the Blake hair from Workaholics and Son-in-Law.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think he has an Anders feel.
He's like maybe they were able to find all these 3 characters inside of him. All right, so I guess my introduction definitely was Encino Man with Pauly Shore. I remember watching that. I think that was the first time I've not seen him. It was maybe the MTV. I remember he did have the show, but I remember watching Encino Man at the movie theater and watching it with him. And watching and seeing him in it, and then watching a lot of. I've probably seen all his movies that in the 90s that when they're on the theater. I think I've seen a lot of them. I think I saw all of them in the movie theater, and I kind of. I'll say that the Pauly Shore, not even the character, Pauly Shore himself, I believe like he has a big influence in my life. Not like in a way of like like I wanted to be him or anything, or just kind of stylish. I mean, well, it's style. I like his. I mean, he's especially for '90s flair. Like he's different. He really. I mean, the hair is what he was kind of known for, the curly VJ hair. Every time you saw him on
Hmm.
MTV, he was always kind of dressing weird, like kind of dressing like a chick in a way, but not really. But very, I will say metrosexual, like very metro. I myself will fall into that category. So I was like, man, it's kind of cool seeing this guy that's not a really big buff guy and not a really big like like stereotypical jock looking guy, and he's the whistle. He's hey buddy, and Encino Man. I say Pauly Shore in Encino Man is Pauly Shore. It's not an actor. He's not a
Yeah.
character. He's Pauly Shore in Encino Man. That is him. That's the character. I mean his and even I know like I was looking him up on Wikipedia, and I didn't really like his Wikipedia page too much. But I will say that he was his mother owned the Comedy Store in
Mitzi
LA,
Shore.
Mitzi Shore. So
Yeah.
she was really like I guess just popular and already known because of her show, and I mean her store, and his dad, was I believe a comedian. But he kind of already had kind of the musical, I mean, the comedian chops kind of around him, and then he was raised by like I mean, babysat by Sam Kinison, and so that guy's like a comedian, like is a genius. So it's like he's been around a lot of like good stuff. So he kind of, he could kind of easily come off as like some kind of spoiled kid, but I think he's just kind of his own little. I don't know, not his own flavor, his own taste. Because even when he came out on the JRE, he was talking about how he talks about his career, and that's what I love about this guy, man. He's always been like real, whether he's on camera or on the movie or on TV, or he's always himself. Like I appreciate like people like him. I definitely call him a celebrity over an actor, but I want to say for these quality of these movies, they're good. I did something with since we kind of we delayed a little bit on this one, and that time between I looked up what do you call it? I looked up the reviews. I usually kind of wait till we watch it, but I looked it up, and then because I saw the reviews, I was like, all right, nah, this is horror. This is malarkey. I'm not. These ratings are like, this is bad because I know what a movie is, what it takes, and this is like really really bad. So I want to say that between these as soon as we dive into these two movies, Son-in-Law and Jury Duty are two different movies. Same guy, but two different feels. And
Yeah.
just jumping into Son-in-Law from just like, man, I just what was it? I like the fact that it starts off building up that home feel to you, that home feel that of like that country feel. South Dakota is where she's at. So I was like, man, us being Texas boys, being from small cities, like that's nothing like over there because we still have like a bunch of little cities around us, or we have bigger cities around. Have a metropolitan city like not too far away. But South Dakota doesn't have much like that. So this is a really small town feel for the vibe they start off in the movie. And I like that because as soon as you get to LA, you see that switch, you see that
Hmm.
turn, and
Would it really take 2 days from South Dakota to LA?
I think the way they were driving, probably. It takes
Maybe.
from Austin to LA is exactly 24 hours. I've done that 9 times, that drive. Just one time I flew back, so that was the best way. I drove over there, and somebody flew back. But yeah, I don't know how far it'd be. Maybe, I mean, maybe well, we do an easy Google search, but I'm not gonna go that
Let's
far.
see here. All right, I just need to. Okay, yeah, because South Dakota is like in the middle,
Yeah,
but it's like it's above Texas. So, I mean, say you're closer to the Minnesota side. I mean, yeah, okay, I could see that for sure taking 2 days. Because if you're
yeah.
saying it's 24 hours, I mean, you'd have to go down too. Wow,
Uh,
that's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy.
this his movies like I'll tell you, this movie, the quality of this movie is not bad at all. It's a really
Son-in-law?
Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. The story itself, I remember it being kind of like, I didn't remember it being this quick, but it's a quick little movie. Like it goes, he's like I was saying right before we started. Excuse me. It's totally a fish out of water. Like I when I first saw this movie as a kid, I was like, it's funny. It's funny. This guy's cracking me up. 1993. I was really into. I mean, just he really sticks out really bad, and he's just being himself. And I love the fact that when you see him, he's super excited. Like I get like that too, where he's like I can't help myself. Like it's fun to be somewhere different, and kind of really stick out. And he's getting that experience, that like country experience that he's never gotten, because I believe he's from Vegas. His characters crawls from
Yeah.
Vegas, and then
He
he's
grew
not
up around cones and
nuts.
and casino and slots and
Nuts,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh man,
So and you see that in the character, just like his character that he has to develop. I mean, as an actor, you have to create your characters, and I think his characters that he creates are him a little bit. Like I just think in the
hmm
Encino Man, that's 100% Pauly Shore. But I think in Son-in-Law, it's an act. He's a character in that one. It's a little bit of
yeah,
him, Pauly Shore, but it's a lot of crawl. Like the crawl is really like a big thing. I picked up on that. A
dude.
Steve Rash film. Did you see what else he did?
So no, but I'm just coming up to the part where they get tattoos, and Flea is the tattoo artist.
I have it here where he goes, yeah. It's one of
Yeah.
my notes. Cameo by Flea.
So what are you, you freak?
What?
Like
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. What are you, freak? Yeah. It's like, yeah, Flea. He's just sitting there standing there all.
dude, Flea's been in. He was in Back to the Future Part Two. He was Needles.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, chicken?
He's also, I believe, he's also one of the goons, isn't he? In Back to the Future. Let me look it up. I don't want to. I hate when I do this.
He was in Back to the Future Part Three. So whenever at the very end, whenever he's about to wreck into the Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
that's Needles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's anybody else. He
Well,
very well
Needles,
could be.
Needles, the guy from remember when Michael J. Fox, Marty McFly gets fired as an adult.
Yeah,
McFly. That's
that's
Needles.
Flea.
That's Flea. But
Yeah.
isn't Flea also one? Isn't he also play a bad guy? Like when they go back into the back of time, and he plays like when they see Biff when they're younger. Isn't he one of the goons too? Or am I thinking Billy Zane? I'm thinking Billy Zane.
That's Billy Zane.
Billy
Yeah.
Zane, yeah, sorry. I thought Flea was also one of those guys. No, it's Billy Zane is what was the answer we're looking for. Oh yeah, dude, I love me a good Flea cameo, man. Also in
Yeah.
like
Okay. So, dude, yeah, I was looking through this. Like, okay, he did Z3, which is funny. The Xenon movie
hmm
for Steve. This is Steve Rash's.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, Held Up with Jamie Foxx.
Hold up, yeah.
Interesting. He did American Pie,
I
Van
did one.
Camp,
Yeah, he did one of them. I think he did two
and then
American Pies. Two Bring It Ons, yeah.
Yeah, All or Nothing, and then In It to Win It.
All or
So
nothing.
he did a lot of interesting. He did a lot of those like direct to
Video.
DVD, direct to video ones. Huh. Interesting. And then you have Eddie with Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, yeah, that's the one where she plays like a fan that becomes a cop. I mean, it's a cop. What am I saying? A fan that becomes a coach. And then he
Buy
directed
Me
Good
Love.
Advice. Yeah, Can't Buy Me Love. It's his name. McDreamy. Was it Patrick
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey.
Dempsey? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, when he was like that's another one. When he was a little pipsqueak little guy. Yeah, this guy. It says at age 8 in Dallas, so he must be from Texas, huh? Yeah, he went to says he studied music at Texas A&M and TV film at University of Texas. Well, he's a
That's funny.
Aggie,
He's an Aggie and a
a
Longhorn.
Longhorn. Yeah, he's split down the middle. And I love this is what it says about Son-in-Law on IMDb. Having gotten a taste of college life, a drastically changed farm girl returns home for Thanksgiving break with her best friend, a flamboyant party animal who is clearly a fish out of water in a small small farm town. I didn't even read that, but his name too, Crawl. He goes, I got it because that's how I would show up after his freshman year, like because he was crawling
Yeah.
everywhere because he was drinking, and you know, for that
Crotch.
crotch crap. It's just that I mean,
Yeah.
I like that too. The fact that they show that everyone starts correcting the dad because he's having a hard time with it. He's having a hard time with the concept that this guy asked her to marry him. He said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
It's a nice little love story. I mean, it has. I mean, it has that Kelly Kapowski in it, dude. Like,
Oh, dude, yes.
dude, as also,
Like fresh off of, if not during Saved by the Bell.
oh yeah, dude. Like, what's the name? Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Like, man,
Mhm.
Tracy. Like, it's it her. She's in it. Like, it's crazy because she's in it where she doesn't really have a lot of roles in it. Her role's not really big, but she's in it. Just she's a main plot character in it. So when you do see
Mhm.
her, it's just like enough, but it's just like wow. And then you get to see her like kind of do that brawl bikini turn, and you're like, whoa, okay. I mean, this is '93, so this is as far as you're gonna let. She's gonna take it, but that's a lot.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that was like you when she's Saved by the Bell, she comes out of bikini anyways, but like it's just like wow, wow, dude. Yeah, Kelly Kapowski's. I guess I don't know. Was she your first heart crush, or is Topanga? It's usually between her and Topanga.
Oh man. Yeah, probably her. Honestly, I can't. I wouldn't even know if that was the first, but I do remember seeing her in this movie and being like, she looks familiar. Because I mean, hell, I really didn't watch Saved by the Bell all that much, just like reruns later
Mhm.
on. Um, so it was just kind of like, yeah, that was weird. Like I said, I really liked her in this movie. She did a great job.
Dude, I even go as far as I was a Good Morning Miss Bliss fan. Did you ever see
Ooh,
that one?
ooh, yes, yeah. They don't even have that anymore. That's just like the first couple of seasons
That's
of
it's like the first
Saved
season
by
and
the
a
Bell.
half. And guess
Yeah.
why that movie that I believe that show changed because of Mark Paul Gosselaar. Zach Morris
Yeah.
changed that show the same way Screech, not Screech, just the Steve Urkel say changed
Hmm.
Family Matters because they even like Key and Peele, they make fun of it. We got a show called Family Matters and it ain't got nothing to do with a family but a nerd. Like it's like it's like it's true, it has nothing to do with a family. It's all about a nerd. And I think because before Save by the Bell, there was Good Morning Miss Bliss and Zach Morris. And man, I remember a couple years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I was waking up on Saturday morning and just watching it again. I just watched an episode
Hmm.
or two. It was playing on TV, like on regular cable. And I just remember he's like, God, this dude just really steals the show.
Dude, have you ever seen those Facebook? Oh, I don't even know. It's not through Facebook, but it's that Zach Morris is trash. Uh, Dude,
Like
those
all
are
this stuff,
always
yeah, I've seen a few of
hilarious,
those.
dude. And like they make valid points. Like it's pretty funny. Like
Dude,
I always enjoy it. Anytime I hear this, like Zach Morris is trash,
yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it every
I
time.
like the ones where they turn what's his name, Danny LaRusso from Karate Kid. They make him the bully they do the trailer where they do all the scenes where he's a bully instead of the other way around. Look at him, he's just
Well, dude,
everyone.
did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
With Barney, he was like, oh, the hero of Karate Kid, and he was, oh God, what's his name? It's like, oh man, I can't remember.
I don't even, I can't tell off the top of my head. I actually got scolded
Oh,
earlier for not being caught up with Cobra
oh,
Kai.
let's see here. William Zapka. That's who he was like. Oh, William Zapka. Uh, Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because that was his hero. Because he was like, I can't believe that Dave
Without an
Russo
illegal
beat him.
move.
Yeah,
They allowed an illegal
yeah.
move for something like that. Illegal. You can't do that. Like it really, because it's funny to bring it up. But like, yeah, I
Yeah,
like it when they spin
yeah.
something. I'll say this. I will talk about Saved by the Bell whenever I get a chance because I don't even want to talk about 2020 missing out on meeting the actors, characters. But I want to say I watched a lot of Zach Morris. And have you ever heard of a show called Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Mm-mm. No,
It's
I haven't.
kind of like I think let me look it up real quick. I believe it was early '90s, maybe only like 2 or 3 seasons, and it was on it was like a morning Saturday morning show, and it was about a Parker Lewis, this let me see, can't lose her. So this like high school kid who kind of you kind of just see you see him go through 3 seasons from 1990. You see him kind of go through his high school years, and he uses a bunch of like just little corny stories, ideas. They kind of, the scenarios, like, what if scenarios kind of like you're in high school and you get to see him. It's a really nice little show. I want to say that he's a very, the main character, let's see, was it Corin Nimick, I believe his name is? Yeah, he was Parker Lewis and he had this like cool persona to him, like Zach Morris. So I kind of like looked at a lot of those two guys So when I saw, Tiffany Amber Thiessen in this, I was like, oh, cool, check it out. They got her, and then when I'm watching it right now, it still hit me with like, I was like, yes, she's Kelly Kapowski's there. Like, I like the Kelly Kapowski T-shirts that people wear. It's like your first crush, or it's a picture of her, like from Saved by the Bell, and it's like, don't ever forget your first love, or it's something like that. For her to be in this movie now, even looking at it back, like especially that's a big deal. This movie was kind of low budget. It was kind of, I don't know, low budget, but it wasn't. It's not like Jury Duty, where Jury Duty is a completely different thing, where Son-in-Law
Yeah.
is just like a different perspective of like being the fish out of water.
Yeah, and like, I mean, honestly, man, like you said, it's a fast kind of fast movie. I just clicked on Wikipedia and saw the poster they have for Son-in-Law. Have you seen
It's a
that?
different one. The
Yeah, it's
duck,
this
the
summer.
pig,
Spencer, yeah, the weasel.
the weasel.
Like, I feel like that would be the poster I would look at and see and be like, I want to see this movie. Like, that would be not the cover of the
The farm one.
VHS, yeah, where it's the American Gothic with that. And honestly, man, you know what's crazy is like, it is that love story, but I don't really see those two together. As crazy as that sounds, I'm gonna be honest. Neither love interest in either one of these movies. It's just like it's not an unrealistic, get for Pauly Shore. I'm not saying that I just think they're out of his league or anything. It's just like there just doesn't seem to be a lot of chemistry.
They're,
I mean,
they
with Son-in-Law, yeah, like for sure. I see, they get along. They're very good friends. But I just don't see any chemistry after that.
I love the thing I love about Son-in-Law. It showed me like you can be yourself no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the stuff he does is silly. I mean, I got a lot of my notes. I have 2.5 pages of notes on this, maybe more, almost 3. But
Yeah,
like,
well, and,
I do
kind
have
of
to
what you're
take.
saying, man. Like, they eventually, like, he doesn't change who he is because he's coming to their place. He is who he is. He's not a bad person by any
Yeah,
means. He's just different to them, and eventually they grow to love that about him.
yeah.
Like they accept him, and that's what I really like about this movie too. Is like he's not, like you said, he's not trying to impress. Well, he is trying to impress him, but he's not gonna change who he
He
is to
is,
do
yeah.
that.
He even says it right there, and I love how he explains it. I'm gonna take a little bit of you, a little bit of me, take my flavor, I'm gonna mix it, and that's what he does in this movie. He does like more of that city life and that country life. I mean, right off the top of my notes, outside of a Steve Rash film, which I really like that. When you see that, when they say like a film by, what do you get from that? Do you get that the whole idea is theirs, or do you get that like they went and got everything to make the movie? I see that a lot, and I love seeing it, but I really don't understand what it means.
Don't buy. I don't know. I think I don't know. I feel like whenever you see like it, like in this case, like you said, a Steve Rash film, I feel like that's more of like, this is gonna sound weird for like sci-fi movies or like serious movies.
Yeah,
Like
so
this is like it's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that like this is the film, like it's very straightforward and very very much like that. Whereas like a film by is gonna be like a drama or
yeah.
um, you know not even a comedy. I feel like even comedies fill into that. Like a Steve Rash film, like it just sounds better off the tongue. Whereas like, okay, a film by is more like an artsy way of saying it.
Okay,
That's why I would associate it with dramas and stuff like
yeah.
that. So maybe like Prometheus, you would see a film by
That
Ridley
Ridley
Scott.
Scott. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And that
So
kind of muddles the line a little bit
okay.
there because I feel like Ridley Scott is very much involved with the writing. So maybe you're right. I think maybe that could be it. Is they're just a little bit more involved.
Involved. Yeah, I think like I feel like it's like a package deal. Like if I were to put a film by C.J. Robles, I'd only write that because I wouldn't want to write written, directed, acted, and all that. I just got it together.
A
That's how
film
I
by,
was. Yeah.
yeah.
I was wondering about that. I was like, I see that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because right away, like that's the first note I have, and then I have the small town opening, and then I love the way they show the real actor's name by the character they're gonna play as they're kind of showing them. I like that. That was pretty cool. Little little intro.
I always enjoy that too. It always
Yeah,
confuses me whenever they're like running through a bunch of characters, even if it's at the end,
yeah.
and they don't like have that. Like I love those movies where it's like, and it's mostly like the teen comedy movies where you have all the actors at the end, and they're just like,
Yeah, I like
and
the.
then their name pops up next to them, and so you can really
So
associate
this was like
the two.
reversed. They just did in the beginning. Like I like the end of Super Troopers. Like I like that bloopers kind
Yeah,
of. Like that's awesome. I like the way Super Troopers ends, where it is kind of like a party scene, kind of just kind of showing you what progressively what's happening. And even at the end, when Farva throws the fire extinguisher, it's like Farva. So it's like you expected that you didn't have to see him, but I like that. And this is the kind of the beginning of this movie. They kind of did that. Right off the bat, I picked up on like the dad and the grandfather, the relationship. Come on, dad. It's like
hmm
like you see even the photo they take. It's like they're about to. They have their own little personalities. Like they're their own people. Um, it's like the final farewell. She goes. I didn't pick up on that the first time. I didn't pick up on the father, the dad and the grandpa. I didn't pick up on their relationship very much. The first time I was real young, but even when I've seen it throughout the years, I didn't really pick up on it. And then I love that when as we do a side by side, we watch the whole movie through. Like it really gets me to be like man, we put we really I focus on it. I get to focus on it. Like before, it's just kind of like when I was younger, I watched the whole thing, but it was so long ago. And then from then till now, and actually sitting down and watching the whole movie and paying attention, like I like that now I'm focusing on this because she's in her room just looking at it. She just takes that little horse, and that's the one thing that's her valuable, as a reminder of her home. And then when they break it, she breaks. When she's at that party. And by the way, I love the Brendan Fraser cameo as Link. He makes an appearance. That's so cool. He doesn't even say anything, and
yep.
I didn't catch it until this time around where
No,
Crawl kind of goes like, nah, nah, like he's like he knows him, like
yeah,
it's
kind of
a.
like. Did you ever see Maverick with Mel Gibson?
Mm-hmm.
Where and then Danny Glover's in that where he's a bank robber, and like Mel
They both
Gibson
like
like
each
pulls
other.
his like no, yeah, he's like I'm
Yeah.
getting too old for this shit. Like dude, I always I enjoy those kind of cameos where it's like breaking the fourth wall almost, like but not really, like it's right on the cusp of it, like it's like what is this, like it's but
It
I
to-
feel like you can really only get those in comedies,
yeah.
because it's more that humorous thing. Like it's like, oh, a callback, almost like what is it, A Million Ways to Die in the West? Like that. That's pretty much what that entire
Yeah.
movie was. Just like, oh, there's Doc Brown. Oh, there's Liam Neeson. Oh, it was. That's how I kind of felt
That's a
about
movie
that movie.
I'd like to watch again. I've seen it a few times, but I can't remember it. It's kind of
No.
Seth MacFarlane. He does a good job in it, but I
I
can't
think it's
really.
because, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I was probably really, really stoned whenever I saw that, like every single time, just because I felt like, okay, this is Seth MacFarlane, like this is Ted,
Yeah.
this is Ted in the Wild West. I need to be mentally prepared for this, and it throws you off.
Ted was very. It was unexpectedly funny. I kind of knew, like, I knew it was gonna be funny, but I was like, it's gonna be like Family Guy, but they did it well. It was like
Yeah,
Family Guy, but they did it well. But I was like, okay. And then I was A Thousand Ways to Die in the West. I've seen it a few times, man. I just can't. Once I watch it, I just start. Oh, okay, I remember that. But it takes me
I
a
think it's
minute.
because Ted had a more cohesive plot.
Yeah,
Like it was like, okay, this is where we're starting. All right, this is the middle. Okay, here's the conflict. Where's the conflict? And no, don't get me wrong. Like there was like a shootout and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, you took my woman, da 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 da, and all this. But the real conflict is like trying not to die.
yeah.
You kind of get lost in that. Like there's a few things that I remember, like the guy getting crushed by that big ass chunk of ice. Like it's that stuff that sticks out to me. I recently, and it's funny that we kind of got on this one because I saw this video the other day. It was like a clip from that movie. And they're in a bar. He's like, you know who that is over there? It's like showing this dead person laying in the street. He's like, that's our mayor. He's been there for 3 days. Nobody knows how he died. And then these wolves come in and start, oh, look, wolves are dragging him off. Like, he's just like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, it's great.
Yeah, like he's
Uh,
like the one guy with the brain, but everyone else. It's like that one story. Everyone's just dumbasses. Oh man,
Yeah,
I can relate to that.
Idiocracy, but
Yes,
in the Wild West, you know.
Wes. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Joe was an average intelligence, and Mike Judd. Thank you for
What?
turning.
Not sure.
Not sure. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You want to go family? You want us to go family style on it? And way to go, Mike Judd, for making a predictable. I mean, yeah, he took a prediction of a documentary, or he made a documentary instead of a comedy. It's like,
Yeah. Who would have thought, man?
who would have thought?
At least we're
Uh,
not at butt fuckers yet, so
oh, we're
that's
getting
good.
there. We're getting there. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, what does he go? Your card was denied. You're an unfit mother. Psst. Welcome to Carl Jr. I love you. Come back when you have money, deadbeat. Like it's that welcome to Costco's I love you. I can't tell you how many times I actually do run into people like you run into. You're like, really, like, come on, man. Did you not see Idiocracy? What's that? I'm like, oh, what are you watching on your phone all day? Just watch something with substance. You know, like, I don't know, but
No, they're
I
watching that guy take a shit all day, or
like, get the
the
nuts,
ass or whatever.
the ass.
Ow, my balls. Yeah.
Oh man, the ass. It won the best screenplay. Ass. It's just. Oh, we're getting so close to it. But if you get enough side by side with you, you'll be fine. Whenever you feel like you're going to be the character in Idiocracy, just come and watch a little side by side, and we'll
You'll
help you
get
get.
better.
You'll get better. We have the remedy. I like. I mean,
I feel like what I just said is something you'd hear out of Idiocracy. You'll get better.
you'll get better.
Don't worry.
More better. Yo, hey,
Oh,
you know, my first wife, she was a tard, but she's, you know, yeah. I think dude, we used to do that. My buddy and I, and we would work with each other, and we were waiting tables, and see how many lines like you could just kind of like you go table goes up to you like, oh, so how you doing? Me, I'm, you know. Uh, like Justin Long's character, you know, I come in, you know, you pay this money. Like he's like, he just, I kick ass. Like that's just like we just used to do it at the table just because you get bored. You're like, we haven't been doing this for too long. Let's see what I can mess with. Let's see how far you can stretch this conversation with this table. And then you find out sometimes you get really far with the
yeah.
conversation, and you're like, damn, I'm lost. I didn't realize we're gonna go down this dark tunnel, and we're really still going. And you're allowing me, and you're not, and you're gonna tip me. This is weird. Like. Just like let's do it. But Idiocracy quotes are if you can get someone who could quote those, that's a good one. Kind of like the One Ring, but you know, kind of like that. I'll say for
Probably the one quote that I am always, go away, I'm baiting. Like,
a baiting, give a
baiting,
Dak showed it baiting. He just says it like that.
baiting.
Baiting. It's like, oh yeah, that movie's good. They can't even enunciate right. Give it back to son-in-law.
No, or upgrade with 2Ds, double dose of pimpage.
He gonna find me. He goes at the end. They do show him.
Yeah.
He get back for himself. He wasn't lying. But
Damn.
I say
Yeah,
I
like
like.
you said, back to son-in-law.
It's like I'll see the one thing that man, this is L.A. We keep finding things that are going on that are taboo now, but we're like they've been around forever. And so we're finding out, you know, even like we did in the History of the World Part 1, you know, we're like, yeah, it's been around. Just these movies don't really talk about it. But this movie I totally forgot. As soon as I saw the Carol, the roommate, and the
Mhm.
makeout, like that was such a great for that to put that in that movie, like, to show what the environment your daughter's you're about to live with this country girl in this environment. Check it out. And then the son, the Zach. I gotta say, my first thing with Big Bambino. What's his real name? I want to give him make sure. Yeah, Patrick
The
Renna,
great, yeah,
the Hambino man. Zach
great
Warner.
Hambino.
He does a great little brother, man. I'm gonna get butchered here, but when was Sandlot made? In 92, 1990?
I think 93. I think it's the same year.
Yeah, 93. So he came out these two movies. Let's see
It was a
when.
good year for him. He made a lot of money.
Yeah, this one came out. So Sandlot came out on April 7th, 1993. Son-in-Law came out. Let's see. Where did it say July? So he came out in
Yeah.
he came out in Sandlot first, and I do like that these guys are still getting together. They were getting out at like Salt Lake, and they're airing the Sandlot, and all the cast was hanging out there. Everybody but Benny the Jet, because he actually became he became a firefighter. So he's actually kicking
Yeah.
ass. The other guys are like, we're just gonna talk about our movie. I like that. They're at the 2019 what do you call them? I'm sorry, 2018 or 20, I don't forget what it was. 2018, like San Antonio Alamo City Comic Con. They were there. And I didn't take any pictures. I should have, but there was too many people there to get. But they were there. I was like, damn, I should have got some pictures with them. But those guys still,
Squints.
yeah, the squints. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Like,
Wendy. Okay. Wendy Peppercorn. That was probably my first crush.
oh, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I think maybe it was Kelly Kapowski was mine. But I wanted to bring up that about the Kelly Kapowski. I was also into Clarissa Explains It All. Melissa Joan Hart. I
Yeah.
thought she was cute. But I think Alex Mack, the 10 Things I Hate About You. What's her name?
Oh yeah. I was actually looking at that the other day.
You saw like an episode or?
No, I just was like kind of. I had heard Alex Mack a couple times. I was like, "What the hell is that?" Like I hadn't seen that one. Clarissa Explains It All. I had seen.
Yeah.
There's
The
yeah.
Secret World of Alex Mack, and it
That's what it
is
was.
Larissa Olenek. She's like, yeah, I thought I mean, to this day, I think she's very pretty. But yeah, I always thought it was like, oh, she's cute. And going back to like just like these actresses or like those kind of those I don't know, I guess nostalgia. Oh, no, I don't want to say this. Like I don't know, childhood crushes or whatnot. Like you still have a few. There's quite a few, that we kind of see, and I feel like Melissa Joan Hart wasn't really kind of a got enough love. But I will say her best friend Sam, the guy that would come in through the window, like that was kind of like this is kind of like Pauly Shore and this McCraw. That's
Yeah.
kind of like he's like a friend, and I am. I mean, like I was raised by women, man. And I got a lot of female cousins, and I had growing up, I was friends with girls, man. It was easy for me to relate with him, seeing him walk around, taking pictures, and just being platonically like together and being friends. Like, I mean, granted, they end up falling in love, and she falls for him. She starts seeing all the good qualities in just this 1 week of him,
Yeah.
But it's like you see that he's a friendly guy. He's the same with the mother. Like at the time with my mother-in-law, like I have a really cool relationship with her, and I talk to her about things. I mean, I was talking to her today. I'm one of those rare guys that Cassie gets along, like they don't have an issue with it. But what do you call it? I'll say that a lot of the that's I don't know. Nowadays I see it more, but I think when we were growing up, I don't know if it was really common to have like a guy hung out with like girls like that. But I did like
No.
that this guy was like that. I could relate to it. Um,
No intentions or anything like that.
yeah, yeah. Like you leave your like, don't leave me hanging. Like such a like just introduction for the dad, and then when he goes back from the airport, he gets out of the plane, and he
Popped your
goes,
daughter's trunk
he
once
goes,
you lit.
oh God, dude,
Shit.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he said a lot, shit. Exactly.
Mhm.
So yeah, even one of my notes. Halloween. Oh, also, I don't know if you caught this, but in the Halloween scene, right before man, I want to make sure I get it. I don't want to mess the daughter's name up. Right before Becca, she went to the hallway. Did you happen to catch a cameo by a certain somebody? I
Besides
think it's
Brendan Fraser?
besides Brendan Fraser. Right before Brendan Fraser, or I think right before that, there's an Indian boy. You see the guy dressed up in the Native American
Mm-mm.
get up. I don't know. Somebody probably
Who?
whooped my ass because I said Indian. It was like Native American
Oh,
get up.
you're fine.
I am brown skin. How?
Yeah,
What
there
do
you
you call
go.
it? There you go. It's Adam Goldberg. He goes,
From like Seth Rogen and Adam
no,
Goldberg?
not the writer Adam Goldberg, not that Adam Gold.
Am I thinking? Oh,
That's
that's
it's
Evan Goldberg. Never mind.
the guy Saving Private Ryan,
Let me
the guy that
see
gets
here.
stabbed in the heart. The Dazed and Confused. He's
Oh,
he's in it.
oh yeah, yeah.
He's the guy. He goes out. And he goes, "Hey, are you? I get it. You're some kind of a laundry maid or something." And she goes, "What?" He goes, "Never mind. He's in it. I just happened to see him. Like I think it's him. I didn't even look it up, but I saw that I saw that face, and I was like, I'm pretty good at recognizing people in movies, and I think that
Maybe
was
that probably
there. It is
is
him. There he is.
honestly.
Indian. It even says it here. Indian. So I was right. Adam Goldberg. He's in it, dude. I was like, oh, there's another
That's
cameo there.
crazy, man.
That's a cool little thing he's in it.
Yep,
I like that.
he did. Dazed and Confused was '93 too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he got his break in there too. So maybe well, I don't know when Days and Confused came out, but maybe Son-in-Law,
That was
Gimlo.
'93. I just yeah, I
No, I
just
mean
saw it.
I don't know the actual date.
Oh. It's showing before Son-in-Law. So let's see here if that's true.
So he did Son-in-Law, then he did Cameo. I mean, he did. Sorry, Days of Confused, then he did Son-in-Law, or
February 10th, '94. So it was whoa. What was that? Okay, June 4th, '93. at the
So
Seattle Film Festival.
so he did Dazed and Confused first, then he came back and did a cameo in Son-in-Law.
Yeah,
Is that kind of how
sure.
that works, or was it
I think it was probably at the same time.
same time?
Like
Oh,
he just did that one little bit in
because
Son-in-Law,
he
and
has
then he
that all
was
that hair and Dazed and Confused. Oh, it could be a wig. Never mind. And then we also wearing he's
yeah
wearing a headset. You can't even tell. Never mind. I guess yeah. Kind of did it around the same time. Um, I mean, just the thing I got from that lesbian scene, the makeout session, was that that was very taboo. You know, for people to be like,
yeah
"Dad,
dude
give me the camera, Dad, oh, Dad." Like, you know, nowadays we just be
yeah.
like, we'd be like, "All right, cool." You know, they're just making out, just a relationship. Yeah, it's just a girl and a girl. Okay, but
And
back then they're like,
then you have Zach before he leaves is like, tell your roommate I said hello. Is like, or give her a kiss for me. He's like in the shower.
in the shower.
It's like, you little pervert. Like, dude,
He
that
does a good little
is,
brother, man. I mean,
he
weird
really does.
California. That's really. I'm not a
Dude,
big.
his shirt too. What does it say? Seduce me,
Oh,
please,
seduce
or
me,
something like
yeah. Please seduce me. I didn't even realize that's why I sent you that little meme, that little GIF.
that. Yeah.
I didn't even know it said that. So I was like, oh, his shirt says that. I mean, it shows kind of that change and from South Dakota to California. I'm not a big fan of California. I mean, I love the weather. LA itself has a bunch of just it's a weird thing. I mean, it's concrete city. It's just there's no grass in LA, and if there is grass, you can't step on it because someone paid a lot of money. So it's just like it
Hmm.
just kind of feels weird. And then seeing Pauly Shore's character be really like a light, a different energy is really nice to see there and in South Dakota. So it's like that. He kind of just transferred there. I mean, even the way he shows him showing up to the house, he's in the truck and he's bouncing on it and he's got a bunch of
Singing Green
energy.
Acres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
singing Green Acres, him like just having all this energy getting down, and he's even telling the dad here, hold the camera right
Hold the
here. Make
camera.
sure you
He's
get
like
me.
swimming on the ground and
Yeah,
everything.
well, I didn't catch he's surfing. Yeah, he's doing the
Yeah,
thing.
he's surfing. Yeah, I don't think I caught that in until this time either.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see what I
yeah,
have.
man.
What I hear. Oh yeah. I saw there's a like bare butt. There's a lot of bare butt that comes out. The guy in the hallway, he shows his
Yeah.
ass, and then
Then you see
when
Pauly
Pauly
Shores.
Shore's ass. Yeah, so I was like,
Then
oh, this is one of those. Is there a third
Kelly
one?
Kapowski is like, not
I
bad.
yeah, she was like,
No.
"Not
Yeah, right.
I was like, I'm like,
I
there's a
don't
butt
think
count.
so.
There's a butt count in here that I got. So yeah, I do like that's one thing I did love about both of them. I caught that Becca and Kroll both carry their innocence with them.
Hmm.
That they both have like this, both have, and so they're both finding each other there. Because even like, I mean, back in my Texas State years, I got lucky, man. Every place I've ever lived with, I kind of lucked out for a little bit. When I was in San Marcos, when I left the border, I went to Texas State. That was kind of what just find a university and just see if you can make it, which it's kind of hard. I found it was really hard to do. But even like I got to stay one semester in the tower dorm rooms, and I will say after 2 weeks of living in the dorm rooms, I was over it. I was like, oh, that's it. You know, coming from my home, coming from my mom's house to the tower was one that was like kind of like I don't know, it was kind of, I wanted to go through the experience, but it wasn't until my brother even told me like I made some friendships at the dorm room that I still have till now, and it kind of helped
Yeah.
me kind of like it was kind of a cool little thing, and because my brother was actually telling younger brother was telling my younger brother was telling my little brother or whatever the two taught was telling three. And he goes, well, CJ went to the university, so he has that experience. So we were talking about going to college and stuff, and he had told me, well, talk to him about that. And I was like, man, I was just gonna say that college is not like the movies. Like they
Yeah.
make it seem like it's cool party.
It's because they
There's
never show you go to the class,
class,
man.
yeah,
That's
the
why.
hard part. They never show you.
The one reason you're there, they never even mention it.
Well, I will say, okay, I'll say this about college, man. Universities don't play around with them because you can get into debt with them. But there's something
Hmm.
about there, like going to college and getting lost and trying to find yourself, and you're around amongst other people. When I didn't like the fact that when we were younger going through it, and people would just be like, "What are you majoring?" And then you'd be like, "This, so and so," and then they'd be like, "Oh wow, you're gonna do something really well with that." And then it's like, I'm like, I don't know, man. This guy kind of still lives with his parents and still kind of asks permission. We're 21. This guy's asking permission to go out of town. I don't get it. So stuff like that. Like I'd always just see people, but well, with me, like, what are you studying? I was like, I don't know. I was pretty much crawl. Like, I went and just studied. I mean, I really have. Like, I have my transcript, and it has a bunch of different hours on it because, but that's when I got a scholarship on my last go around at ACC, and they took us out for lunch, and I was like I was the crawl man, the resident advisor guy. Like, how many hours do you have? Like 190. Dude, you almost have enough for a master's. I was like, I don't know. I just gotta tick on my. That's what the president of ACC told me, but. I did like how when I did graduate, I went up to him and shook his hand. He recognized me, and there's a photo I'll probably post it of him being like, "Hey," because he kind of questioned. I go, "I'll see you." We're leaving. I go, "I'll see you again." And he told me, "I'll see you." And I go, "No, I'll see you again. Watch me." And then he goes, "Hey, I did see you graduated." I was like, "Yeah," but it was kind of like kind of going through, and that was kind of cool about that scholarship. It was only I think like 1,500 people signed up for it, and only like 23 made it. Coincidentally, the cafe I was working at, me and another girl that worked there got it. Just
Hmm.
we didn't even know we applied for it. I showed up like right before we were. Oh no, I showed up early, and I was just kind of sitting in the front, and then people were coming in, and then as they were coming in, we both looked at each other like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing?" I got a scholarship. So did I. Oh, cool. You know, I thought that was
That's
like
awesome.
a cool little thing. But going back to the
Yeah.
whole college experience, I think like it's something different, man. My favorite thing about college wasn't actually going to the classes. What I did was I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. Going to school, I basically got like the 4.0 at the junior college, got my 2 years out the way, and then just went to the university, which is so easy to kind of do, but the preparation and all that's completely different. The university just asks you so much of you. Back then, now it's I don't know about the online. Everything's like online. Like well, Google wasn't really like a thing back then, so it was you had to kind of go to the library to find research to find. And I was like, library is a place where I know you just shut up and you and you be quiet. But you learn stuff. But going over there and trying to figure out who you were. My favorite thing about college, we had I believe a 6-man dynasty in NCAA 2005, and man, it was organized. We had rules. Man, we were just constantly playing. We played like 4 or 5 seasons in a row. Like it was fun. That was that and Halo 2. We one of these Halo 2 tournaments. Like, man, it was like that was fun. Like I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that we were that I was there and at San Marcos and going through that and seeing the dorm room life, but actually not getting that. That wasn't that party like it was. Like a lot of people were real serious about being there. I was like, hey man, let's
Yeah.
go. Well, so what I wanted to share was there was a time there where I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I signed up for all the business classes my first semester, not even knowing why. I know my mom was kind of my mom's a businesswoman, so I was kind of trying to figure that out. Which now that I have, when I as an adult went through business classes, but as a early 20s, dude, I failed all my class like bomb. Like after like the first month, they just said, hey, you can still keep coming to class, but you've actually not turned enough work in, and now you're so far behind, you're gonna fail. So I just said, all right, I'll just figure it out and go to the end and see how hard this class actually gets. So with that, that being said, all the stress came off me, and I was like, well, I've failed, but it's okay. I'll see I'm gonna make the best of it. And I would actually go to my friends' classes that were like 300 people because you can just walk in on class, and I'll just sit down and I wrote in my I have a bowling name, bowling alias, Jesse Striker. Yeah, the kind of like Shooter McGavin, but I get a strike. Jesse Striker, and so I'd write in Jesse Striker with my buddy because the TA would come around and be here. You got to sign in. I'm like, okay, so I'd write in Jesse Striker, and then like I don't know some of the I did this for a while. It was a biology class. I was into that and it was also the same professor was like a geology admin or something. So he'd always be, there's a student in here, Jesse Striker, if you could please. You're not on my roster, sir. You keep signing in, and I don't know where. I don't know. We need to be addressed. I want you to make sure you get the credit because I was turning homework in. Like I was like taking notes and stuff, dude. And then I was just Jesse Striker, and the professor was like, "Oh well, you're kind of but that's kind of gave me confidence because I was like, well, I can write whatever I want, and they're not gonna know who I am." And I just kind of had this pseudo name, and I did it, and I kind of made me feel comfortable. Made me kind of like because when I got to business school, I was like, this isn't business. This is like paperwork. What I know negotiations, I know hangout, I know all this stuff. But and that's what my mind was at, and that's why I couldn't keep up with all the hoopla, all the stuff they put in the middle. I was like, all right, I don't think you need to be here. I don't think you need to do this. But seeing Kroll and everything that he said, and maybe I got the idea when I was younger when he's always like did semester in this, 2 semesters in that semester. I liked like he's well balanced. And even the part I didn't, I liked was when the dad goes, "What? How are you gonna take care of my daughter?" And he kind of trying to have a conversation with him, and he's trying to like, he's trying to give him the you because even I guess even till now, I guess I still am the crawl when I go to the little country town, go visit family. I kind of stick out, but in the other ways. But the Austin in me kind of shows off, you know, when you're in the the Travis area, the way Travis is, the good old boys,
Yeah.
which you find out he's not a good old boy, and
Mm-mm. No, he's a dick, dude.
his character. I mean, even Theo. Like I went to work having been growing up. I think I want to know with you with your background on the ranch. Like this is right up
Yeah.
your alley, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So it's actually kind of funny because, like, I was thinking about the Zach character, like how he doesn't. He's like, once you can contribute and all this other stuff, then you can have an opinion. Like, dude, we were the only people that were out there to help, man. Like, there wasn't a Theo really. Like, my dad had some hired help for a little while. I can't even remember his name, but the only thing I remember, man, is there's one time he was driving the truck, and like I stuck my hand out, and my hand hit a tree branch and like
Ooh.
cut it open, and he was like, "Oh shit, don't do that, man! Like you're gonna get me in trouble." And but yeah, dude, like we were out there, you know, feeding the horses. We were building a fence for like 4 years. I used one of these plastic fence, not plastic, but like vinyl fences,
Yeah.
right? And so, well, the thing is, like, it wouldn't have been so bad, but we just had rock everywhere. Like
Oh,
anytime
breaking the yeah.
yeah, my dad had to buy like a pressure auger because like we would, what we would do is he'd have his tractor out there and he'd have his auger going down, and then we would stand on the auger to give it more weight, and it still wouldn't drill anything. So
Damn.
like it was definitely not, OSHA or anything like that. Like we would have gotten fined heavy for doing shit like that. We could have, you know, lost an arm or some shit, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, but yeah, dude, I had a couple mishaps, and it was a lot of like getting yelled at and like, what the hell are you doing? There was only one day that I went out and helped my dad like move cattle and shit that I didn't get yelled at, and it was like really early in the morning. And yeah, I was like, damn, I actually did all right today. And I was like, I must have learned something. And also younger, I wasn't the brightest kid in the bunch, for damn sure. Cause there was this one time, dude, we had this little calf, right? And I was like, oh, I was probably like 10. I wasn't too big. I was like, oh no, like you got away from mom. All right, well just come here, calf. And motherfucker just started headbutting me, like just like ramming right into me, and just like it hurt. Like he kept knocking me in the dirt and shit like that. It was mud actually, but
Oh man, you got a story like that.
yeah, dude,
You got a Tommy boy
and
experience.
exactly, man. And then I told my dad about it. He's like, "You idiot! Like, what if the mom was there? She would have killed you." And I was like, "Oh." Like it gets real out there, like
Yeah.
fast. Like it's in this movie, like, yeah, it's like that. Like you can play around and you can, like with a pig and everything, like sicken a pig on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that bad. But like the bull and shit
That
like
would
that,
yeah,
that's
that
that's real, man. Like my dad, we were branding cattle, and we had this new bull, and we had him in the little chute and everything, and it just like jerked wrong, and the chute opened up like one of the latches did, and my dad's hand was there, and it like crushed his whole hand. Like his pinky was busted open, like it was like a seam busted in his finger. And this dude, man, like he was like, all right, well, go get me some paper towels. Like
that's it.
that's it, man. And he drove himself to the hospital. Like, and we lived 30 miles away from the hospital. Like my mom went with him, but she couldn't drive. He's like, I'm driving,
Yeah.
you know.
All
And
mangled
it's
up.
just
It's
like,
all standard.
yeah,
It's
and
like, I
like
got this.
we're running up to the house like, oh, we need paper towels, and my mom's like, what for? And it's like, like, we're just freaking out, man. But yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun. Now, as I getting into like my teenage years, my buddies got cars. They would come out there, we'd go fishing, and we'd kind of get into semantics, a little bit. Nothing too crazy because, like I said, my dad, he was pretty strict.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about.
You know, and he wasn't much to play around. Like he was very very realistic. Like there's one night I went to go get my homework out of my car like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and he met me outside. He was like, "You're lucky I didn't shoot your ass."
Oh
Like
wow.
it was stuff like that. Like
Wow.
it was you know, he
Boy,
wouldn't
boy, I
have.
reckon you come in here, boy. You got, I
Yeah.
say, come here, boy.
Exactly, dude. Like
Um,
there were a couple times like that, but you know, lessons learned, man. We had 400 acres out there. It was quite a
damn,
chunk
dude,
of
you grew
land.
up on some land, man.
Yeah,
Like
and what's up?
I was gonna say, like I say like rancho when I grew up, but it was more like because we were in Acuña, we just go to Mexico, like it's all land, you know. It's like so I was thinking like, oh, this is you're like no, you actually lived like I was visiting. I was just kind of
Yeah,
going and hang out with family, stay the night a couple of times, and just like to me, like growing up, spending a lot of time in Mexico, you get just the low, I guess, the income kind of low poverty kind of thing. Like one time I was at my buddy's house and he had a shower. We go in the room and the shower just it looks nice, looks perfect, and then we turn on it has both knobs and you turn on the shower and it's freezing and you're like, oh man, oh it's cold. Why is this? Okay, I'm gonna take a shower real quick. Everything looks nice. What's going on? And then we were playing around. You're playing around outside and then you run around the house and you see like a water hose stuck to the wall and you're like, why the hell is there a water hose stuck to the wall? And I guess I understand why you told me like don't drink the water, like because it's
yeah,
literally they just put the hose from the outside to the top of the house, and you're taking a shower. That's why it's cold. There's no hot. So like that kind of stuff. But what you're describing to me is like no, might be some child labor laws involved. Like there might be some.
but yeah, dude, and that came with the territory too, man. Like it was, like I said, like it was. We had probably about 100 head of cattle. We'd go to the auctions, do stuff like that. My dad
Like 4-H,
did
4-H and all that.
FFA, yeah.
FA, okay.
But my sister and my dad for a little while did cutting. They did cutting horses. So it was like we go hell all over Central Texas, a little bit up into North Texas and stuff like that. Like we'd come to Fort Worth every year and go to a fraternity, and it was like they would have cutting horses, and essentially what that is, it's like a um, kind of a deal from back in the day where you would go in and just like you'd have a little herd of cattle and you would go in and cut one out and keep it away from the herd. And so it's kind of like a rodeo. You know how the rodeo is based off of like,
Oh yeah.
oh, like taming wild animals, stuff
Mhm.
like that. So this is essentially what that is. Like you would keep that, you would get one, you would have like 15 head of cattle right there, come in with your horse and just keep that uh, cow away. Now the thing is like you would want your horse to just kind of like get down and then just like without really moving its hind
Yeah.
legs, just like doing like that. And dude, there would be some horses, man, they would just get down there. It's like they were just, it was crazy, and people just start whooping and hollering and all sorts of shit. It was some crazy stuff, man. And it wasn't like I said, they did that whenever I was like 9 to maybe 12 years old. So I didn't I didn't see a whole lot of it whenever I was older. I think I probably would have been a little bit more interested in it later on.
Yeah.
But at that age, dude, I was just running around like playing in dirt. Like there was one kid. Okay, so you were mentioning like the water hose through the
The
uh,
wall.
through the wall and everything. Like we didn't have anything like that. Like our house was like modern as hell. Like it really was. Like we had it was nice to say the least.
I feel like you're gonna say something like, "Well, we had 3 walls and half a roof, and we were up to date." Like
No,
we
no,
were.
dude. Like it was. Yeah, right. No, I mean like I said, we had direct TV. Like we
You're
had
comfortable.
internet out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, exactly. We were comfortable, and this was like 2000s. Like we had dial up. Oh, I didn't have anything besides dial up until 2009. Like
Dang.
that was the standard. But like whenever I first moved out there, I mean it was great. We had 2 phone lines, so the internet didn't get disrupted.
There
So
you go.
that's how comfortable we were. Um, but yeah, man, like there's this one kid that I met at one of the fraternities or cutting events, whatever the hell it was, And dude, they had a horse trailer, and it had an N64 in the trailer. Like it was like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go out there and play N64 on the TV, and I just thought that was the coolest shit in the world, man. And this little shit, man, he was like, I'll be your friend if you let me punch you in the nose. I was like, no. He still punched me in the nose anyway, man. Like, still. And it's just like, damn, dude. That's one memory I have about there. Actually, the college that I went to, we would go up there to Stephenville quite frequently to do stuff like that, because they had a big arena out there. But yeah, man, it was interesting growing up there. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I just worked every weekend, because it really just depended on what my dad was wanting to do. Like, and that was the thing. Like, he never made us do anything. Like, he was just like, if you want to help, come help. But you'd always, you wouldn't want to, wouldn't want his ass to be out there all day, and then you come and eat dinner, and he's just like,
I'm pissed off at you.
Like, exactly, dude. Exactly. Like, it was like, you can make your own decision, but you better make the right fucking decision,
My dad had a floor maintenance company, so he would go and get like Kmart, Walmart, like warehouse, and then clean their floors, and it was paid well, but man, like it was hard to find work because the hours were really messed up. Like you're going to work at like midnight to like 8 in the morning, So he would take me with him. This is how I kind of got obsessed with Nightmare on Elm Street. My dad would take me with him, and man, I don't know. My dad's not a very good communicator, especially even after this Thanksgiving. It's just like, God, it's so frustrating, like communicating with him. But for me, but even back then, dude, my dad's aggressive, so he would get mad and do it right. So I'd be like, all right, cool. So like my job when I was real little would be like to move all the racks out the way, make sure he'd come in and kind of like just make sure everything was kind of easy for him and put the racks back in. But there was a lot of downtime for me. And I would find out like, well, I clear everything right away where we go to Kmart. We even drive to Uvalde, which is like an hour away, hour and 15 minutes away. We drive there and we get there early, and my dad would be like, go do your thing. And it reminded me of that movie with Jennifer Connelly, where we're locked in the Target. I forget what, I gotta look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, the one where the guy does the overnight, he's like an overnight cleaner at Target, and Jennifer Connelly stays the night. And Dylan, is it Dermot Mulroney's in it, or he's in it? He plays one of the guys. Oh, I gotta look it up now. But anyways, so my dad would be.
You're not talking about Natalie Portman, where it's like where she's staying in the Walmart, is it?
No. This is Jennifer Connelly, and oh my God, I'm gonna like mess this up. I can't believe I don't even know this.
Dylan McDermott, you said, or Dermot Mulroney?
No, it's oh God, I think I messed it up. Dermot Mulroney. I think it's Dermot Mulroney. I think I did it.
Dude, there's an SNL sketch. Have you seen that one with Jamie Foxx?
Whose wife am I sleeping with? Whose wife am I sleeping with last 6 months? Like they get their lives confused. And like it's funny because they do the whole show. Is this Dylan McDermott or
yeah, it's like Dibble McDriblet. He's like, you think that's the right answer? No, I did until you said something.
Let's see, where is it at? I gotta find it now. If I don't find it, it's gonna beat me up. Where is it? It's like in the 80s,
Jennifer
no?
Connelly.
I'm looking at her her IMDb. 7 Minutes in Heaven. No. Is it? And she's beautiful, by the way. So she's aged very well. It's called. Yeah. I have to know this. Sorry, everybody. Like, it's also like, you know what? I know where let me see.
Why don't they just have her filmography? Oh, there it is. Okay. Phenomena. Some Labyrinth. No. Hotspot. That sounds like it too. Oh, Dennis Hopper directed that. Interesting.
Which one?
Hotspot. Career Opportunity.
Career Opportunity, I think might be what it's called.
Let's see here.
Let me look it up real quick. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. Local Target store. Yeah,
there it is. Yeah, Career Opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's Dermot Mulroney.
There he is.
Nestor Pyle. He sounds terrible in that movie.
Yeah, he looks. Look. He's the first picture. If you click on it, look at the way he looks. He looks funny. But anyways,
I'm on Wikipedia.
Sorry, I was on IMDb. The thing is, like going to work with like my dad, and then as I got older, he was trying to show me like other like the buffer machine. I can buff the hell out of a floor pretty well. But you find out if you go up, it goes left. You go down, it goes right. But if you go hard, it like swings you around, and I would jump on it and just go in circles. You would get so pissed because I would lose control, and that thing would just swing, and it's expensive. But like you're doing
Yeah.
stuff. But to get back to like my Nightmare on Elm Street love, I remember I would go to the little video section that they had there with the VHSs. At the very bottom, they had all these horror movies, and it had the boxes, a box set for all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Up until I believe like this is before the Wes Craven's Nightmare, but they had the six there. And I remember just like watching the book, looking at the books, and I mean the covers of the VHS, and be like, I've seen these movies before. They're so crazy. Like I couldn't connect it like that. It was I just remember it was like the movie was in here. I seen the movie, but I wasn't supposed to. But you see the box covers, and those box covers are pretty graphic. But it was
Yeah.
awesome. Like that's the world you're gonna get in, and I miss that. I miss holding a VHS or DVD and deciding if I was gonna rent it or not. I remember that was like a big deal for me. That feeling brings me back, ties us back in the son-in-law and the way that cinema's always been around, man. And even like you're telling me the way your work experience and mine was as a child too, as for kids. I just remember going and having to work, but I remember just sitting down and watching look at these VHS covers and being like, man, these are so cool. That these movies are so awesome. Like I want to one day, I want to see these movies again. And sure enough, you do. But at the
Yeah.
time, that kind of got me through the shifts, man. You get there like at midnight, and you're there till like 8 in the morning, and I wouldn't even read the covers. I would just put all the movies right here and organize it. Like, oh, these are my favorite movies right here. They're movies I'd never seen, like Friday the 13th. Like had all like nine there now, just or like oh I don't know, like whatever. There's like seven of them, eight of them, and I'd be like, oh look at this cover, so cool. Once I'm finding out the younger generations like hate zombie Jason, the 6, 7, and 8, like the 9, 10. They just hate. I'm like, and those are the ones I thought was cool. They like but just kind of going through it and going through those experiences and then seeing like the son-in-law, like how he's able to adapt. Like I didn't understand that it was that fast. Like everything happened within like it was a week. Like he learned
Yeah.
right away and he adapted himself. And that's why I like that they show that Cole's he's educated. He's willing to learn. He's willing to like stay in the heat. And he's a tough kid. He's just kind of soft a little bit. I mean, when he gets punched, I forgot about the punch coming, and I was like, "Why would you do that?" And then Becca hits him again, and then to me, it's to see him like whatever. I remember that I was like, "Oh yeah, he just hits him," because it is true. Travis would kind of whoop his ass, but
Yeah.
like like we have those boys, those good old boys you raised around, and the hometown heroes, I guess. It's just
Yeah.
I go back a lot to my hometown, and I didn't realize how rural my hometown was because I guess I had all the fancy Super Nintendos and all that stuff growing up that I didn't. I just had a basketball court outside my house. So I would just go and shoot, turn around, come back in, and I think I didn't realize how country it was until you actually do live in like a big city, and you do realize that things are a little bit different. Well, a lot of big different, and I didn't really go through culture shock when I was in Austin as much as I did in other cities, but I've always felt comfortable here. Um, and I think, like I've always said that if you go 30 minutes in any direction in Texas, I mean, if you live in Austin and you go 30 minutes in any direction, that's Texas. That's what it feels like. But I mean, all these cities, they're just gentrifying the hell out of them, man. Texas is
Oh
getting
yeah.
like, the people are just moving here, man, and it's changing it. They're just gonna make it one big old freaking ass to ass, house to house, city to
Joe
city.
Rogan's bringing him here, man. He
Oh man,
keeps
the
on
Joe
preaching.
Rogans. I don't even want to say that. I'll keep it quiet. But I was like, that's why I'm like, don't legalize marijuana because I don't want all those people coming here. Like,
Do it.
I want
I
it.
don't.
I just
I
don't want
don't
all the
care
Joe
about the
Rogans
people.
followers. I don't want to be
Listen,
there.
listen, listen, man. We can make a new Austin. That's fine.
Oh, it's
Let them have
already
the
it's
cap.
already
Let them
it's
have the
already
Capitol
made.
building.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's already
You know,
made. They already made the new Austin. I like it. I'm like, I keep joking around how like I'm like,
go to Buda and do. That's the new Austin.
no man,
There's a
again,
Cabela's there.
why
Dude, I remember when that place opened.
oh
Sorry,
God,
I just
yes,
yeah, like that
you
was that
would.
was a place to go.
For you, yes, exactly. I remember
Yeah,
when I went there, I
back in
was
the
like, "What the
day.
hell? What the hell? We're going camping? What? Okay, well, and you got to shoot the little guns, and you got to do the fish swatting." I was like, "Okay, this is pretty
Hmm.
cool in this environment. I don't want to do it up like I don't like doing it outside. I'll do it in this little store, this massive store." No, no. To get back to my on the reels, like I don't really care who moves here, but I just think it's funny. You're right. Like go move to Buda and Kyle. you can buy a house as easy for 450,000. I'm like, what are you talking? Wait, what? No, no, that house is like 80,000 at max. Like new home livings. It's like the future. Like to me, my like saying the future is now. It is the future is today because we're
Yeah.
in the future
Well,
now.
and I think a lot of people might like Austin too because like it's kind of it's pretty spread out. Like it's well, and it's low too. At least comparatively, like here in Plano and Dallas, like shit's so damn tall, man.
Oh, the
Like
buildings.
whenever we went downtown Dallas, and it looked like a legitimate downtown. Like it felt like I was in like New York or something. You know, just from kind of not necessarily the people or anything, but just how it was set up and everything like that. But you go down to Sixth Street, Austin. Hell, even driving um, to Fallout, man. Like it didn't. I knew it was downtown and
It didn't
everything. It
feel like
just
it.
didn't feel. It didn't feel like it. It was very like kind of spaced out too. Like like you said, everybody's not
Well, I feel like Austin, everyone's
ass
on
to
top.
ass.
I feel like everyone's on top of each other here because we're just going vertical. Doing like
Yeah.
this weird New York thing. So, what was your big transition coming from like the country to the city? When you were younger, did you have a big? Was it a big change for you or no?
Well, so I mean, so I lived in on a ranch, right? And I
Mhm.
went to school in the city. So I had about a 40-minute drive every morning to get to school. And it wasn't like a big, it was clean. So we had a really big fort, we had Fort Hood right next door. So there was quite a few people. But it
So,
wasn't necessarily,
it was more like your upbringing, just where you lived, you're out in the country,
yeah,
but you weren't. You
exactly.
okay? Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. So
Yeah.
you already had you're exposed to it, so it wasn't a big deal.
And I mean, we'd
Okay,
go to Austin. We would go and do stuff like that. It wasn't like I'd never seen the city before.
yeah,
It wasn't anything like that. Um, you know, hell, I imagine if I went to LA or something like that, yeah, that'd be a little bit different. Well,
different.
it'd be a lot of bit different because like I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. I've been to
Yeah,
New York whenever I was 13. It was like a couple years after 9/11. So that was I have a few things I remember. Went to go see The Lion King on Broadway, cool stuff like that.
cool.
But like living in a city like that, Austin was the closest I got to that, and even the closest I got to doing like living in the city was I was off of Metric. I was over there by the Domain, so I
Okay,
wasn't even like
in Austin, yeah.
downtown or South Austin or anything like that. It was just like kind of like on the outskirts, but I'm here. Like I'm close enough to where I can go and do stuff. It's almost like being in the suburbs is kind of how I felt like
Yeah,
living in
you're gonna
Austin.
just yeah.
And then the next place I lived, I mean, how I was clear out and I was almost in Georgetown. So um, here in Plano, man, I haven't got out a whole lot. Like I've, especially like working right next door to
Yeah,
where
you
I
just walk
live.
to go straight away. Yeah.
Dude, I like this little block is like, okay, I know what's going on here, which is honestly kind of strange for me. Seeing as how, like, whenever I was in Stephenville, I worked for Domino's. Whenever I was in Austin, I worked for Domino's. So I was able to navigate, you know, fairly well around the area. Like,
Yeah, because you're
I
always
knew
going
where things
around.
were. Exactly. In Austin, it was really kind of cool because I was like, okay, I know because I would go to different stores. And so I was like, okay, I know this area. I know what all's around here. And I know this area, and stuff like that. Even going back down there and driving, like, you can not pay attention and drive in Austin just fine. Um, Up here in Dallas, dude, like, if you
Because
don't pay attention, you're dead.
you go the wrong way.
Yeah, dude, like, well, it's not even that. Like, there's no merging lines. Like,
Oh yeah.
Austin is very easy for new people coming into Austin. Like, I feel like, okay, yeah, like, okay, you have like a mile to merge over. You're good. Like up here in Dallas, it's like merge, merge, merge.
Yeah.
If you don't merge, you die. Just like
I get what you're talking about. The thing about Austin is that the way it was explained to me when I first moved up here, they were like Austin's like a grid. So it's really
yeah,
easy to just go here, the intersection. And well, I remember driving in Dallas. Every time I go drive in Dallas, I remember it's just like in driving in LA. Like you're heading west, but you need to go. I mean, you're driving north or south, but like west is to your like your left and east to your right. But you have to go west. But for some reason, you're gonna go all the way east, and somehow turn you around, and you always feel like, is this right? Like, am I supposed to do this? And it does like a loop, and you're like, oh. But sometimes I'd always be like, this is because this before GPS. I'd be driving in
Yeah.
Dallas, like, oh, I got to get off and figure out where I'm at. And it's like, no, you just keep going, but it's a weird feeling because I'm like, I know my directions. Like, this is sending me the wrong way. My growing up, my family didn't like. They were. I mean, they were from the rancho. They were from It was the small town country thing was more their thing. But I always for a while like we didn't do anything. My family we didn't go anywhere. We rarely like going to San Antonio was like a big deal. And but I as I got older and I started just thinking about you start thinking about your family and I'm like, you know what? I realized why we didn't go anywhere because I was raised by a bunch of immigrants because they didn't want to lose their green card, so they didn't want to cause any problems. So they would just we
Yeah.
just stay home, and I mean I have a massive on both sides of my family are massive. And so I just stay with my cousins around my cousins all day and hang out with your cousins. Like that was my I never had an issue finding a friend because I always had a family member like not too far away. So that was a good thing and a bad thing. But I was watching this movie and seeing that you're kind of the black sheep when you kind of stick out a little bit. It's okay being from wherever you're from and just going to where you and that's what I loved about the Becca transformation. Like you haven't given it a chance. You haven't opened up like give it and he's right. That was a big deal for me coming to Austin and like going to San Marcos and like every other weekend going back down home. Like you can't really until you start planting seeds and planting roots, you can't really grow in the environment you're in if you're just going to be a transplant. That's why I
Yep.
was speaking about like LA is just transplant people. Going to LA, they're not really people from LA. It's just people that move there and say they're from there or move there and say they're from wherever they're from, but they're transplants. A lot of people don't really have, and I think that's why I think that's the only thing about being in Austin that is like I'm not a transplant. I'm like I'm a guy here. I'm not trying to just use the resources and move on. And I guess that's why when I say the Joe Rogan's thing, I feel like I hope it's not. I hope it's a positive thing and not a negative thing. And if it is a negative thing, then I'll know how to twist it. But I don't know. I think with the way the cities are, just the internet changes everything. You can do your work with internet. I mean, come on, we're conversating right now. Like I mean, if we were to do this like with a little tape recorder, we'd have to physically be around each other. Like now this allows us to do this, to have this technology. But and you know, having the dorm room and all that, having Thanksgiving, even like the way they do their Thanksgiving, he has to catch the turkey. Like that was like I didn't even think about that. When he had to do that, when I saw him as a kid, I was like, oh, cool. But because the turkey comes back to life, but then they
Yeah.
actually have it stuffed and killed. So they kill the turkey, but there's a reality there, like, hey, look, it's a like you said, it's serious. The farming life is serious. One thing I did like was the bond that Zach and Kroll make. Like he caught on to him right away, and then Zach was like in love with him. And I thought he said, oh, that's the 2CJ Max. I think it's called Mac. But I was like, I wrote down 2C. I was like, hey, me and my boy. I thought that was kind of cool, little name in there. And then Max goofy movie. But oh God, let's just get back to the movie where inbreeders,
Inbreeders, dude.
inbreeders.
Like total, like oh man, yeah, dude. They're just staring at him. It's great, dude.
He goes, "This is the
Um,
inbreeders." He calls them like he calls them to their face about that. Like in Justin Long, I mean Derry's character in Jeepers Creepers. I picked up on that. Like makes fun of the small town. He's kind of making fun of him, but not. He's just it's new. It's in for him. It's new for him. He's not making fun of him. It's just like a new.
yeah, I don't even think. I think he's thinking like, oh, they know this is a joke. It's like it's not him necessarily making fun of them. It's like him trying to joke with them, and they just are like not having it. One thing I have written down is he's always trying to give Theo hugs, and he's like, you gotta cut that shit out. Like, dude,
I'm kind of like that with a family member of mine. I'm
yeah.
like, there's a
Oh,
hug.
and he also whenever he gets up there, he's like, these are real people. Like in LA, even back then, you would feel like, from your descriptions and everything, like these aren't real people. Like they're not real, and maybe that's why he really forms a bond with Becca because she's a real person. Like
Yeah.
she's genuine.
I mean, the Steven Tyler PJs. Steven Tyler PJs. It's like this is his quotes in this movie. It's like I want to know how much is Pauly Shore and how much is because that just seems like he made that up on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, he does a great performance in this as Kroll. Like, he's not the weasel. He's the whistle, but he's not the whistle. The whistle's more like this, man. He's more like, hey, whoa, look at this. Like he it's not the same character. It's completely different. Like, I didn't even think about that when I saw it. The first time I saw it, or when I compared it till now, I was like, no, he's different. Maybe because he falls in the Encino Man crew that I protect, but that there's just a lot of it. A lot of my notes here are just the one of my main things I ended up leaving with this movie was it's a quick movie and it captures the homey feeling. Like, it captures that honest the honest part about
You
family and
feel
stuff.
good. You feel good by the time you were done watching this movie. You're just like, okay, like you said, it's almost like you feel at home. Like
Mhm.
you've connected with all the characters. They're easy to connect with. I wouldn't even call them simple characters. Like they all have their own little intricacies. Like Zach's into everything but farming.
Yes.
Walter is just he's doing his own thing. Just let him do his own thing. And he doesn't really care about anybody else. Connie is just, she thinks, oh, okay, this is what I have to do. This is the life I'm leading. Like,
Yeah.
nothing's ever going to change. And Walter's kind of like that too. And then you have Crawl come in, and he just like, no, no, what are you doing? Like, he gives Connie a makeover and just makes her feel good about herself. He's like, why don't you just like,
Get the hell
you
out of
know what I'm
here.
saying? Like, yeah,
Hell no,
she,
get the hell out of here. Can't even go dancing with me. Hell no, get the hell out of here.
yeah.
I will say, I'm going
And
to keep going, keep going. I'll remember that.
yeah, no, I mean, I just think that's this one cool thing is like he comes to this farm and he's like, oh, these are real people, but they're not acting like real people. They aren't
Yeah.
acting like a family. Like they are, like they're doing the arguing part and they're getting all that, but they aren't really seeing each other. And he kind of
Yeah.
brings that out in them, like he talks to Walter about Zach, and he's like, well, that's his thing, and this is what this sounds like. He just related him and his father to him and his son.
Yeah.
He's like, well, who the hell's asking you? And he pushes it off, but that he takes. You can
But
tell by
then,
his face, like he's taking it to heart. And at the end of the movie, he's in there trying to.
but even like right after that, he goes, "Who asked you?" But then even right when they come back to the house, he says, "Thank you, Carl, for helping me with my father." Like, I didn't, man, I wasn't too young, but like seeing the father son moment where Walter is actually playing the video game with Zach, like that's cool. That's to
Yeah,
me, I don't know if we keep going too emo, but trying to tell your dad like you want to play with me, like hell no, like okay, like it's like it feels like
yeah,
I didn't realize that's my interest, and you could learn my interest, but they don't want to know your interest. Like what is that
yeah.
shit? Like what is that shit? Like,
Well, it's like he says, he's like, well, have you ever just, it's, that's his thing, have you ever just like tried doing it with him? Like
mhm.
that's all he was wanting, just, and it's not like Walter's going to go in there and play video games with him all the time. Hell,
Yeah.
I remember my dad, man, whenever I was really into Pokemon, he was like, okay, maybe I'll try to, kind of get into Pokemon a little bit. He had his own little collection. And then he stopped doing it as soon as I was like, oh, let's trade this card for this card. And like, I gave him a shitty card and I got a good
You
card. And
screwed
he
him
was like,
over.
yeah. And he was like, oh, fuck this, man. Like, you little shit. Like,
And then it's kind of funny that your dad's like a farmer, a rancher, and he's got a Pokemon collection. So he gets
yeah.
like, I'm gonna keep this son of a bitch. I want this guy. That's like,
Yeah, dude. Like, well, and he was, like I said, he was trying to legitimately, connect with me and everything. And this was my stepfather, mind you, too.
Mhm.
Like, he raised me by all intents and purposes. But yeah, man, like he definitely tried to connect for sure. I know, dude. Growing up though, if there was ever anything wrong with the TV, anything wrong with the Direct TV outside of like something they had to come out and work on the dish, like I was the one. I was that child
You'd
that could
fix
come
it.
in and fix it. Like I've been working on TVs since I was like 10 years old, just like figuring them out, dude. Because I had a VHS, like a combo TV VHS,
Yeah, you just place it
and
down.
well, not even that. Like it was a TV set, right? And then it had the VHS in the bottom. You know
Oh
how they
yeah.
have like the, yeah. And so, God, I had that from like second grade until shit, I was in middle school. So I had it for a long time, and eventually, just like it wouldn't work correctly. So I would have to like put the tape in, eject it, and then like just keep on doing that until
I caught it.
Just click it just right, and then the tape would finally play. And like I just had such patience with that. I was just like, okay, okay, just because I wanted to watch something while I was going to bed, or just wanted to have something playing in the background.
I think I remember what happened with that. It was the weight of the TV was after so long it was squishing all the compartments in the VCR, and it was like hard for it to work together. I think that's what happened with those. I remember a lot of people had those.
Don't doubt it. That
Yeah,
makes total sense.
I think that's what happened with those, because I was actually, well, I wasn't really into TVs as much as I was into VCRs. Once I
Yeah.
learned, and I got this from City Slickers. City Slickers, they talk about in the beginning opening scene of City Slickers, they talk about how you can record, or I don't even know, it's not an opening scene. It's one of the scenes where they're just on the range, and they're already, the movie's already started, and they're talking about, you mean to tell me that you can record without having a TV? Is like, you can't. Like, yeah, you don't even need a TV for that. All you do is, because the VCR at the time, it had the channels already on there, so you could literally plug in your VCR to your wall outlet, and then put the channel on there, and then at whatever time you wanted, 7:30 was the time the show was going to start. And back then, things were pretty accurate on the timing.
Mm-hmm.
So you just hit 7:30, hit record, and you get the movie. But once I found out you could add two of them, and you could pause one and do editing, that's when I made Mortal Kombat the movie. That's how I was able to do that. Now, I mean, I now when I think about it and what I know now, I wasn't too far from being able to make a graphic movie. I had the I had the camcorder. All I would have to do is put little stills, pictures, and put it in and make this cheap little movie. But I never did that. I didn't know to do that. I know now, but I was like, I was so close.
And back then, dude, you were just playing. You were just trying to, you weren't. It was kind of like me with the TVs, man. You were just playing and tweaking them and try and make things work, and like, oh wait, can I try this? Like hooking stuff up and everything like that too. Like I was the one to go to.
We're still doing it. We're still doing it to this day. We're figuring out how this podcast thing works. We're supposed to be talking about Pauly Shore, but we're going all over the place.
This has become the Ben and CJ show. This isn't even. It's the side by side. It's taken a. It's been pushed to the side, if you will.
As I'm listening to a lot of our videos and our audio, it's like I like that, because it's showing us how we're getting to know each other still. Because people, I don't know if anybody's listening. We're a fairly new relationship. We know each other. We're getting to know each other. But as you're actually watching us,
we didn't have a lot of time to really we connected. But we didn't have time to.
It'd be more like you're a coworker. Like you might you found a coworker that you work with and you enjoyed it for a year, and then you guys split up, or one quit, or the business, whatever, you stopped doing that, and now we're like back at it. So it's kind of cool. Like people are seeing this blossom as it's going, and I think you can pick up as you watch the videos of we're progressively learning, and we're still doing it, because you're the TV guy and I'm the VCR guy. Now we're combining our forces and we're doing this, and I think I love, that's what I love about us doing this, because this show is like the movie like this. Son-in-law, I would never think someone would want to talk about it, but it brings up other parts of your life, and this is why you do share movies. It's not like we're talking about sports or anything. We're still talking about things that relate to the topic. But I like it because I'm actually getting to see your point of view, someone that was actually on a ranch and lived on, and I'm seeing like the Kroll character. I feel that's how I feel, but not in a way of not in a bad way. Like the country bar, that I love that feel. Like you said, the way the mother got dressed up for that little event. Like I've been to tons of those, and like I don't mind country music whatsoever. And I probably know more country songs none of the songs have changed. I mean, we've literally in entertainment world, we've literally invented crap, and we have no issue with it. We've taken country music and rap, and we combined them both, and now we got crap. Like, are we really we're listening to crap?
See, CJ, that's why you got to listen to Texas country, man. They sing about real shit.
Oh, dude,
no.
No,
dude, I got living in Stephenville, man. I got to be such a like a Texas country snob. Like, there's Aaron Watson, man. Like, my sister was talking about him. Oh, dude, this is probably 4 years ago now. And she was just like, yeah, have you listened to the new Aaron Watson CD? I was like, I don't really listen to him all that much. Like, he's just, he's kind of sold out, And,
I don't know a whole bunch. I mean, I'm with my George Straits, my Garth Brooks. I'm more of a
dude, no, 90s country is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm still stuck there. I'm a Tejano, Valle Pulido. I love that guy. But what I was trying to say, like, I don't even know where we're going with this anymore. But with I like the little. I remember going to those places dressed like myself, not like a country boy, not like a just a guy and partying with people and just being like I wasn't, like I was just like Kroll, like just like I like he
See,
gets
sorry, go for it.
no, just the way the guy he goes, the guy's singing and he goes away. The old guy goes to go take a drink or something break, and then Carl just goes out and
Mhm.
starts singing, and then the crowd surf. He jumps and they all get him. But I love it. Like he's so excited. Like he's like I can't hold himself. He can't help it. He doesn't jump off the stage. Like he goes, "Arr!" And then the old guy falls and he gets back up. And like like I had a good time with that. Like they reminded me. Like I can like it's just there's a reason why I like country music. I mean, I don't like it. I can tolerate a lot of it. Not to say it's bad or anything, but most people like if somebody doesn't like rap, they don't want to be around it. They don't like country, or they don't want to hear that kind of, or they
Yeah.
don't go to a club. I'm like, dude, there's a bar in Acuna called Corona Club, and it played country music, but it had a lot of country women from West Texas, and those women they very direct, very they want to dance, they dance. They're from the actual ranch, so they're strong. So you just go dance with them,
Yeah.
you hang out, and you hoot nanny all night. You do a little shindig, and I was having a good time, man. The cow patty that Travis steps on, that really pissed me off. I understand why you wear cowboy boots, because when you step in something, you don't have to worry about what you step in. And you step in a damn cow patty, you just look at it straight with the hose. You step in a cow patty with tennis shoes. That's why he gets so it gets everywhere. It gets in the shoelaces. It gets in your socks. It gets in your feet. Your damn shoe's done, man. Your shoe's done.
Yep.
Like, and he has a white shoe. Like, that's one thing I felt for him. Like, yeah, like and it's also like he doesn't know what's going on because they're very. I don't want to say this about country people or like or people in Texas or anything, but they're very like not with the times or just a little bit not slow, but for them that's like a big difference. Who's this guy that just shows up and now he's gonna be part of our family? And I do have it right here where it says I have a crawl. Him being around just makes things better because
Yeah.
he has that honesty to him and it just kind of brings it out. Um,
Well, and he just brings new perspective, man.
mhm.
And that's what people need sometimes. And the whole like Becca and Travis thing, like, how did
Also,
she miss it? Probably because she was paying attention. The reason he stepped. I mean, not to not to just kind of be like real practical about it, but like she probably didn't step in the cow shit because she was like, oh, okay, like I don't need, like she's aware of her surroundings. Whereas Travis, he's all just like pissed off and running into the barn right after. He's not
almost
paying
no.
attention,
Yeah.
because that was another thing. Like I said, you paid attention out there because I mean, hell, there's snakes. There's like I
No,
said,
the rattlers, man. That's a scary
there's
one.
stuff out there that if you aren't paying attention, man, you're gonna get like whatever you're walking. You aren't just like lollygag. You're looking down, watching where you're stepping, stuff like that. Like that's
I
that's one
stepped
thing that
I,
kind
I
of
stepped on this thing at my uncle's ranch in Texas. It was like a cactus. I didn't even see it. That thing like it didn't really get my feet, but I got my shoe. My shoe was like full of like a spike and stuff, and we had to go and pull all the little needles out. But he's like, "Oh, you got lucky. You didn't really." Yeah, I got this little prick a little bit, but he's like, "Yeah, lucky. Those things are just you can't see them. They're just like it's like a little cactus, little balls, little things." And I just stepped on it. And I was like, "What the hell? I can't get my foot up." And the thing got stuck. I was little. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember I was little. A lot of the let's see, a lot of the things I loved about Son-in-Law was I'm not even talking about love about Son-in-Law, but the thing that I thought was really messed up was the Theo putting all those damn roofies in there. They're trying to make them die. Like,
right, dude.
they're,
No, well, Theo was probably given a dose he thought he would need.
his big
That
ass,
big
yeah.
that's
I was even. I mean, I will say even when Theo comes up clean. Oh, hey, I thought we were just playing around. I thought, and he,
yeah,
he is honest about it. And then they do kind of get and that's, I mean, the story just kind of progresses. It just goes bam, 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 bam. You get to the end and you're there. But it's a great experience, a great uplifting thing.
yeah.
It makes it does it helps you understand that it's okay to be yourself no matter where you're at. I,
One thing I have written down, man. Whenever they're fishing, Crawl puts the fish back.
yeah,
He's
he's a passive.
he's
We have to kill
yeah.
he has to kill a turkey, and that's why he leaves so easy because he's on my rides here. He also says the Walter also says the movie title in the movie Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there
Well,
it is.
and yeah, what is it? Zach's like, oh, I was really kind of looking forward to being the brother-in-law. I was like, does anybody say son-in-law in this? I was like, whenever, uh,
So
yeah, whenever. Sorry.
well, okay, yeah, when he says it, I was gonna say I didn't even realize that Kroll also says a lot of times that's the girl I'm gonna marry. That it's like other kind of, and he does it's kind of foreshadowing a little bit that he's gonna marry her. and I didn't really pick up. Like, oh, dude, the Brawling Bunny.
Yes, yes,
Dude, see that?
man.
That's the kind of stuff I like
Yeah.
having. Like you have a friend that's a girl that just kind of plays jokes at you. I I did something. I have a story like that with the Brawling Bunny, but it wasn't at a bar. Oh, it was, I guess, at a bar, but it was at a gentleman's club, and I'm no punk. So a friend of mine thought he'd buy a. Well, it was a discounted gentleman's club. Let's put it at that. Not the best. We went to watch. We went to go support a friend that was in a band, and they were playing at this place in Austin. You probably heard of it. It's called Chicas Bonitas. Have you heard of that place?
I have,
It's on
yes.
35. It's a really. I don't know if it exists anymore. I think it still is. It's a really rundown discounted gentleman's club. But they had a discounted dances at up to $3. You can really get a quality's not so good. But long story short, my buddy thought I'm gonna get this strong dancer stripper on my friend here, and which he was a lot bigger than me, and he was like, let's see what he does, and he thought I was gonna punk out, and I was like, nah, let's do this. I'm cool with it. Long story short, stool was I ended up on my ass because too much weight on the stool. So I get this. Yeah, like I said, she's bigger than me, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And my weight plus her weight contributed to this little stool breaking while I was on it. And just long story short, the damn thing kind of went up my ass, and I was kind of like, ouch, the stool on my back. So
Yeah.
I like the Brawling Bunny.
I I didn't have anything similar in a gentleman's club, not quite like that, but I was definitely not one to back down from a challenge. I'll wait till after the podcast
Yeah.
to tell you my story.
I hear you. I'll give you more details on this one because mine's really good. It's just really raunchy, and I don't want to
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, no, mine's yeah. It's not too terribly raunchy, but it's enough to
Well,
make me.
I
Yeah,
want to. I'll give.
we'll talk later.
We'll talk. We'll do lunch after this dinner
Yeah,
or midnight breakfast.
exactly.
Um,
Oh,
I
dude, the puffy cheeks always grabbing. You good cheekies.
wasn't thinking. I gotta understand where's Kroll and where's Pauly Shore in this movie. I can't. The lines are very blurred. Um, I mean, there's just a lot. It's a great movie. Especially us
It's a
being
feel
Texas
good.
boys. Feel good. That's what I have here.
Yeah.
It's us being Texas boys. I think this movie really resonates with us because we're I have here written on notes of real people, man, just real
Yeah,
people just being themselves, and there's nothing wrong with on both sides with the LA person and the South Dakotans. There's nothing wrong with that.
exactly. No.
Um,
Hey.
the John Denver cassette got me a little bit of I was like,
Oh,
oh yeah, that's kind of
yeah.
cool. What else we got? Old school point of views,
Hmm.
I did write down Travis's odd behavior. It's kind of like messed up that he was just kind of like I just don't trust people like you gotta watch. What do you? This guy's gonna
Yep.
say he's gonna be cool with you. You're gonna just kind of open up like nah. This guy's gonna do something. Um, let's see what else we got here. I mean, with son-in-law, every scene I see, everything I saw this with my aunt Sylvia. So I'm so connected with that. We saw a lot of movies together at theater. There's another son-in-law. I guess the VHS cover, and it's a little different. It's on IMDb. I'll send it to you, or I'll post it on here. But yeah, the cast. This is a great cast. They picked a good cast together. It was a quick movie. I have. I mean, there's not a lot of photos on IMDb. Only 16. But this movie alone, comedy. It's a drama romance. I mean, it has drama in it, yeah, but it's not a super dramatic film.
No, no.
Um, well,
You know,
what's up?
speaking of the strip club stories, how about the Mighty Cream Machine? Uh, we'll make that a nice little segue there.
Yeah, yeah.
To jury duty.
So, you know, do you? Well, yeah. I'm I'm gonna just tell you how I came across. I mean, I saw this movie in the theater. I went straight for it. Pauly Shore. By this point, Pauly Shore's career, I've already seen in the army now. When they cut his hair, it was just like they showed in the previews. You're like, oh, he gets his hair shaved. I gotta go watch this. Like they don't show it, but they do like, and then you kind of like, what's he doing? A great little way to catch you to see Pauly Shore doing this. Um, he plays Tommy Collins. Jury Duty, Tom Collins. So you
Yep.
already have. We already know where we're going with this movie. Let's see how's IMDb. I just like kind of going because I feel like IMDb is the way where you go for just kind of your movie trivia stuff. But jobless loser, Tommy Collins is sequestered to be a juror in a serial killer trial. He does everything he can do to prolong the trial and deliberations to take full advantage of the free lodging and food. I mean, that's the movie right there. That's
Yeah.
exactly what the movie is. There's nothing else, but that is exactly what he's doing. You're seeing a slacker not be a slacker, and this is story. The movie like I said, I told you, I think a text message, or I think I told you before we started. Um, I did something on this movie. I looked it up before because kind of like the when we did South Park, and I came across the commentating DVD commentating. I like kind of like, oh, let me get a little bit more involved. I don't really like coming in too blind and all that stuff. The reviews on this movie, Jury Duty, were just god awful. And when we get to it at the end, you'll see why. But I'm going to defend this movie as a lawyer as much as I can. I'm going to push my view on this movie that it is an absolutely good movie. It's a nice. It's not a 13, but it's a nice gem. I got a lot more than what I thought I was going to get out of this. I already seen this a few times, and I want to say actually when I first got my iPhone, this is the first movie I rented. When I first got, I think it was like 2010. I got my first iPhone like in 2009 to 2010, one of those. And when I got it, I got the I think it started off with the 4, but it said iTunes. I was like, well, let me get a movie. I want to watch a movie on my phone. And it was there for like $1 or something. So I was like, Jury Duty. This is always this is where I think a lot of people don't. This is, I guess, an offensive movie. This is I guess it's a very stereotypical movie.
It's a goofy movie. Well, no pun
Yeah,
intended.
no pun intended.
It's one of those movies where it's like you kind of know where it's going. Like you I don't know, man. Like it was like I said, coming in from this, just like not seeing this movie, knowing Pauly Shore, loving Son-in-Law, loving Encino Man, seeing In the Army Now as well. I've seen that one, and that one's just goofy too. And Biodome, seeing all these movies and seeing Jury Duty, it was just like I see where it's going. I see how it's a Pauly Shore movie for sure, and I had some laughs, but I'm with you. Like it's not a 13. Um, you have 12 Angry Men, which this movie is kind of based off, and I'm pretty sure that little clip where he's like quoting to what is it, Tia? How do you say her name?
I think Tia Carrera.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 12 Angry Men. That's kind of what this is based off of, but like a comedy version of it. But you kind of mentioned this, and I was gonna say this to you, like how I'm normally like doing the trivia and stuff for the movies. Both Son-in-Law and this have very little trivia in the IMDb section, which I think is interesting because I feel like there could, at least for Jury Duty, there could be a little bit more trivia added in there. But yeah, man.
Oh my God, you're right. There's like nothing in here.
It's like 4 things. I didn't even realize that was Andrew Dice Clay at the beginning.
Oh, you didn't know the Dice
Uncle
Man,
Seth.
his uncle.
Yeah, he's like
giving him advice.
He's like giving sperm still to what
labor intensive.
He's like labor intensive.
Wait, he was doing any outside labor? Is there any contracting like too labor intensive? And he goes, "How about donating sperm again? Too labor intensive."
Yeah, dude. I just saw this on the IMDb too. It's like taglines for the movie: "For truth, for justice, for $5 a day." Like that's okay. So like Jury Duty is almost like you have like Son-in-Law, very based in reality. Like it's a very like down to earth movie. You can see how it progresses. Like it's Crawl is goofy and he's crazy and he's his own person, but you can see how he can fit in even without fitting in. Whereas Jury Duty, man, you just have to let your brain take a break. Like you have to just let it let it free. Just
Oh
well,
yeah. Okay, so
if it's not a thinker at
uh,
all.
I think we've come to our intersection of where I think I've been thinking about this. This is just a movie.
Yeah,
This is just a movie, and I think I've been because this comes back to my how I got into a lot of watching movies. My top three things as a filmmaker when I go into making something and watching something is, and then in no particular order, is it entertaining? Did I get entertained out of it?
yeah,
Did I learn anything? Did I learn something from the movie? And did it connect, or did it connect with me? If it has to be one of those three, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna stay there. You know, this movie falls under entertainment. It didn't really connect with me. Jury duty is a weird taboo thing. Um, for me, like I've never done jury duty. I don't want to, I
me
try not to
neither.
say it because I don't want to get summoned and have to go to, I don't know how we're gonna do it now online jury duty. You know?
Yeah, listen, we're saying it here, man. We've never had jury duty.
Oh
Summon
God.
us if you will.
I hate going to
But
court
we're
again.
we're gonna get out of it just like Frank.
Oh yeah, the way he did it, yeah.
Dude,
And
and he, yeah, talk about bringing somebody back in. We had him
oh,
in
our boy,
Spaceballs last week. Yeah,
he's
uh,
continuing. He's one of my favorite character actors, man.
yeah, dude.
And we were talking about none other than I'm gonna forget his name because at the very bottom,
Go ahead, Butcher. Get
Rick.
it.
Rick Ducommun. You know, the
We
Burbs.
hope.
We hope,
Yeah.
yeah. The Burbs. You know, we saw that's his main movie. I remember him as a big leading role. But he's come out quite a few scary movies. We brought him up. The
Yep. Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, and then here we go in Jerry Duty. He is
Jury
a
duty. I mean,
reoccurring. He is what I like to refer to as a repeat offender. He keeps coming
is is
back.
is he still alive? Because if he
No,
is, we need to get
sadly,
him. Oh
no,
man.
sadly, he died in 2005, I believe. Let me see, 2015. Sorry, 2015. He recently passed away.
Oh
But
man.
you know what? Even Jerry Duty, I
We
kind of noticed him a little bit older. He looked a little bit older, but
yeah, we could have had him on. Could have had him on Cameo
oh,
and got him on the show.
dude, thank you for getting there. We're gonna have. I'm gonna reach out to Pauly on this one. As you're hearing this, Pauly
Whoa.
Shore, I'm watching out. I'm gonna reach out to you. So, dun, dun, dun. Nah. But I'm saying even on the IMDb page, it has Stanley Tucci, which he's a great actor. He's a really good actor.
Yes,
You
dude.
know, I'm
There was
not big.
a lot of people that I was just like, okay, like I recognize the faces. I probably couldn't tell you the names, but I recognize the faces in this movie for
So
sure.
we have and it's I mean I don't want to say her name right. It's Tia and it's Carreri, and so she plays Monica. But you have Stanley Tucci. You also have the lovable Brian Doyle Murphy
Who doesn't even look like himself in this movie, man. He has hair, and it totally threw me off.
because he's Bill Murray's brother, but he puts the
Yeah.
Doyle the hyphen in Doyle. But he's got a recognizable voice too.
Hmm.
He's in like something about Mary and whatnot, but he's also in what's it called Flapjack. He's Knuckles. He's the Captain Knuckles. You remember that show?
Blackjack. I don't know if I ever.
It's on
No,
Nickelodeon,
I.
man. It came out probably like some 2008, 2009, something like that. But he's got a nice little voice there.
Yeah.
I do like how his commercial is reoccurring in the whole movie. Even and
Yeah.
he plays Harry. Even he owns like what is he? He's a jacuzzi guy
It's
or
a
something.
yeah
Hot
hot
tub,
tub
yeah.
king.
So and even at the very end where when they pass the security guard, the little TV has him on the he comes out for a split second, but he's on it. Also has good old Abe Vigoda, the judge pal. You know, the good old fashioned. He recently passed away. He did that commercial. Yeah,
Yeah.
2016. He did that commercial with Snickers, and then I think that was his last commercial. That is
Oh,
last.
he was in Good Burger.
Yeah. He's like the cook, the fry cook or something like that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, he was
I
in The
mean,
Godfather
dude,
too.
he's in Batman, the Mask of the Phantom.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch. I haven't finished watching that one. Like I've seen it, I've through, but I've been trying to watch it recently, and I keep forgetting about it. He did 96 films. That's a lot, man. How old was he
Yeah.
when he passed? He
Well, he
was
had been in his 90s.
90,
94.
94. Yeah,
Wow.
I
From
mean,
Brooklyn.
yeah,
Wow.
New Yorker. He died in Jersey.
Um,
We also
let's see
have
here.
Charles Napier, who is he's done quite a few things. He was also in
The
like
Goods. That's who I. That's
yes. He's like the salesman that just goes all crazy, like the Vietnam War. He's in Hannibal. He's in Rambo. Oh yeah, he's in Rambo. First Blood Part 2. But he also is in The Critic, one of my favorite animated show. He plays Duke. Is it Rex Duke or something like that? He plays. He comes out in that. Let's see if I got him. Where is it at? He's in Squidbillies.
Oh man, that show is awesome. Love it.
Let's see.
Richard Edson. That's I was like, he looks so familiar, and I was trying to think where it was, and it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what it
Yeah.
was. He's the garage attendant. Richard T. Jones is another
He's
familiar face,
he's
but I
also
couldn't tell
in.
you.
Oh, sorry. He's also in Mario Brothers. He plays one of the Koopas. Oh, I'm sorry. Who were
Yeah.
you saying? Who were you saying? The next one in line?
Richard T. Jones. Like I said, was somebody who's very familiar, and I've
Oh
seen
yeah,
him in a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
stuff.
I was
But I
gonna.
just, let's see, Sharon Barr. That has to be. No, that's the
The other guy,
prosecutor.
what's his name? Richard Ryle. The principal Beasley.
Oh, yeah, he
He's
was in what was it? Oh shit, Office Space, and he was Deuce Bigelow's dad. Look,
bad.
he
Yeah,
totally looks different in the wig.
I'm up to shit in my knees in here. I gotta go pee the
Yeah,
grocery.
it's
You know,
like, oh,
he. What's up?
sorry, I was gonna say, I heard that Buffalo Bob did some crazy things to you. Hoorah! You know,
Yeah, that's right. And he put down, man. We did nothing. What do you call it? He also comes out in Hatchet, a horror movie. I think was probably like in 2006 or something. But Kane Hodder, the most notable known for playing Jason Voorhees, the zombie Jason. He has a gruesome death in there, man. It is extremely gruesome the way he dies. I was like, oh wow, I did not see that coming. Also, Shelley Winters plays his mom, and she was, a big actress. Let's see, I'm pretty sure she has a lot of Oscar Let's see, 2 Oscar wins. Yeah, they had an Oscar nominated.
wow.
She won. She won 2 Oscars, man. I remember her being a great. I remember Shelley Winters was a big name.
All
And
right,
yeah,
so there's somebody who I need you to try to say her name. It's the lady from Men in Black who is what's his Vincent D'Onofrio's wife. You have to click on like see full cast on jury duty.
yeah.
It's the redheaded lady.
Oh,
I
Heather.
need you. Yeah,
So we'll see.
say
Let's
that
go.
for me.
Come on, butcher. All right. So I'm gonna not gonna. I see the double L there. I already see the trap. I'm not gonna say the L. I'm gonna say that's Fallen yeah, Fallon.
Fallon. We'll say
Fallon.
Fallon.
Fallon. All right. So I'm not gonna say Fallon. So her name is gonna be
Siobhan.
Siobhan Fallon
Sio
Hogan. Siobhan. I'd say yeah, Siobhan.
Siobhan.
Siobhan
Cinnab-
Fallon Hogan.
Cinnabon Fallon.
Cinnabon the Fallen of Hulk Hogan. No, we're just joking here. On side by side, we like the kid.
Oh, we
Um,
do.
yeah,
We
no,
sure do,
what is
Cinnabon. We'd
she?
love to have you on.
Really? I will get her on here. What has she done? Holes, man. Like she's in
Holes.
that. Yeah, going in style. She's still acting up until
She
the
was on
whole.
Saturday Night Live for a season.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we're gonna get her on the show then.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Also, the guy
Aliens.
Nick Bakay. He's got that voice. He was on the Beaver show. He's a voice actor as well. He was on quite a few
Oh,
things.
Angry Beavers.
Angry Beavers. There you go. Yeah, he plays a cat in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He was on it for that was a 7 season show. Yeah, he did all the Nickelodeon stuff. He has a really good voice. Not like this. Not like I am totally butchering his voice. Sounds a lot better. But he has like a very clear
Orbit.
voice. Also, Dig Vitale comes out and he gets his head blown up because he's going too excited about the court.
Yeah.
And
I was at first I was like, God damn, what's going on there?
he just starts coming out
Um,
with a little cameo. Even the main villain, or not the villain, but Carl Wayne Bishop, which is a great serial name, by the way.
yeah,
Um,
dude, it has the three names. That's how you know that he's a serial killer.
that's what I was when my coworker. I don't want to ruin his. I don't want to say his name, but his name was like a serial killer. And I was like, yeah, you kind of have you have the 3 names, and then you have the serial killer name, and then my other friend who has dude, you have 2 out of the 3 names, and your last name is like his last name is Patterson. I'm like, that sounds a very middle American name. Like if you have like Reggie Ray Patterson, it sounds like a guy.
Sounds like you have a pattern there, son. You know, like you have a pattern to your serial
Oh,
killerness.
dude, it says here a Pirate Pete employee, Efrain Ramirez. That's vote for Pedro. That's Pedro's apparently in this movie, and I have my mustache too.
Whoa. in jury duty.
I think I gotta look. I think it's a you know we're talking about the cast right now because I think this
Yeah,
cast
no, is
played
that?
very yeah he's in it, and I'm saying we're talking about the cast right now because I think it plays a good thing in this movie.
Wow.
I think he just plays
He,
one of the cameos. I think he's
how
really young.
old is he? Yeah, he was born in 73, so he was what, 20 whenever? Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
So it's not. Damn, how old was he when he was playing Pedro?
Oh yeah, he's already. Well, we're
Like 30.
us brown skinned people. We tend to kind of kind of tend to look alike for a little bit. But just like seeing all this cast and seeing the way they play together, and then just seeing Pauly Shore, I gotta say he does a good. He's a lovable idiot in this movie. And I mean, I'm playing it now. I'm playing it in the background, and this is the part where he goes up to the two lawyers are at the judge's
It's like,
table.
how are we
Like,
supposed to hear?
oh my
Yeah.
God, thank you. That's only part of this. Like he's a pain in the ass, and even the I like the whole scene. Like you can't you can't know anybody. And he even tells Peanut right before he gets to, we're gonna have to find a long trial, and then this is a fairly easy trial. Orthopedic surgeon, so they murderer. All the shit he says. I'm like, who serial who? I mean, this movie, I feel like it's a lot deeper than people want to give. It's not too deep. It's not too deep at all. It's not like a 10 foot deep movie. It's like a foot and a half,
Five
or maybe
foot.
just not even that.
I give
Yeah,
it a 5 foot.
5 foot. Let's say 5 foot. I mean, one lesson is the average six, but I'll say that this movie does have they do play on certain
I was
topics.
thinking like of the pool, like in the 5 foot area, you
Yeah,
can,
you're standing. Yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah.
good.
That's true. That's
Maybe
true.
3 foot. We'll give it 3 foot
3 foot.
area.
Yeah, still
Yeah,
a little kitty. But this
you
movie,
you you're
what's up?
wading, but you're not. It said you're wading in the pool, but you're not swimming.
Because let's focus on the Carl Wayne Bishop. His character, he just fits the profile.
Yeah.
He's not a real murderer. He might have some mental health issues. He might be a freak. I mean, I don't even know does he have sex with Pauly Shore or the with the
It
Tommy?
seemed like that at the end. Whenever his face was like,
But then it's funny
like,
it's so stupid. He thinks that he's trying to be like his like Ray's trying to give Tommy advice, and Ray's like the older, wiser guy that's kind of he's a cool jazz guy, kind of been around. So he says, "Brad or no?" And he's like, "All right." So then he tries to fling it, and he hits the wrong person. Nowadays, it's like you sent that you accidentally send that message to someone on social media. It's like, oh shit, they
yep,
got the wrong. It's like this
accidentally.
accidentally.
You know,
Oh, I didn't mean to
um,
put both my boys in there. Sorry, I didn't. It's like, it's
um,
like
oh, dude, even whenever he goes to meet Carl Wayne Bishop, he's like, "Have you tried giving sperm?" Like, out of nowhere, dude. So it did have some of those moments where it's just like it made you laugh just because it's so damn goofy. It's like whenever he's talking about Peanut at the beginning, he's like, "Oh, animal testing." He's like, "I never do that to you again."
again.
Like, and dude, I loved like at the end whenever Peanut was coming to the rescue, and then you heard Jeopardy. I was like, oh, like I thought that was hilarious, dude. Um, Also, spoilers,
Oh,
spoilers.
spoilers. You should know by now
So
if you're listening
in
to us.
yeah, what was it? Oh, sorry, I just read what I wrote about deep fry your ass whenever he was in
Deep
there
fry
talking
your
to him.
ass. A
Yeah,
deep
whenever
fry
he,
your ass.
yeah. Uh, what was it? So after that scene, and he goes in and he's like trying to convince them that Carl Wayne Bishop is not a killer. I have written down Stanley Tucci killer. Like I was like, is he the real killer?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
because I knew, like I said, Carl Wayne Bishop is just like it's too obvious. Like even for a movie like Jury Duty, it's too obvious. It's like that's not the real killer. Like eventually, there has to be something that you're getting from this movie. There has to be not even a twist, but like, oh, okay, this is where we were heading. This was the end goal. It's like this is how, he stumbled upon this trying to benefit himself, but then okay, he finds that this actually isn't the killer. Like, I was just trying to work this to my advantage, but you know, in the act of being selfish, he finds something that
And
can
and,
benefit somebody else.
and that's what I love about
Um,
this movie, man. Like that's the whole point of like yeah, to whose eye are you a loser? And that's what I don't like about this. A loser. It's like to who says you are? Like we're all in my eyes we're all seeds and we all blossom at different times, you know. And
Yeah.
sometimes, and he had to go through this experience. I mean, crying out loud, it's all about him. It's the selfish moves that he does that ends up freeing a guy, freeing him, getting a man wrongfully accused, and he helping him out. I mean, he has to climb every night to get into his luxury,
Yeah.
you know, in the historic wing. You guys are in the historic wing. You know, he has to go and
Yeah.
do all the little antics he has to do, like even the advertising, hiding from the like. There's a lot of little funny little things in here, you know, like it's the little goofy things. But I was gonna say who you say?
I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of like I was talking about earlier, putting that VHS tape in there. You know, just like going through the motions. Like you don't even think about it, man. You just do what you have to make
Yeah.
something work. You know.
And I
So
think I like that because even at the end when he says the judge pal you really inspired me to be. He's not a milkman. He's a judge, and he's not even a good stripper. But he goes back into the strip and all that. See, this is what I like about this movie. He still goes kind of like he just has his girlfriend there with him at the strip club, but he's doing what he loves, and he didn't. It's not like, but he became a lawyer. It says that he became, and then the Peanut
yeah,
came out, and R.I.P. to Mr. Alex Trebek who has a cameo in this. You know that was pretty cool
totally.
that he's in this movie. You know, Alex Trebek.
Yep.
I mean, what time is it? 8:57. Oh, Jeopardy! I mean, yeah, Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
You know
uh,
the splattering
yeah.
of the toilet paper. Did you ever?
Oh,
Yeah.
I never used to do that, but man, I was just like, whenever I saw that, I was just like, that's the first thing you do? And then the principal walks in, is
It's
like,
like
still
high
hanging out in
school.
the boys' room. I
I
see.
Yes, I have that in here too. I wrote one of my notes is like it's like it's like high school all over again. Like a lot of this stuff is high school for what they're doing, you know. I like the way he proves solid points for easy, and he's just bullshitting. Like he says, "Oh, there he is. He is the parrot guy." He said, "Your ass is to bully." He's the guy before that. He said, "Your ass is to bully." Like that dude doesn't even want to be here. He says, and then it shows you know Carl Wayne Bishop, like he is going like nuts, but it's just the way he is. He's falling into it. So I when we get to the reviews right now, you're gonna see what kind of like triggered me a little bit about this. I was triggered, but it's because it really comes down to this is a good movie, well made movie, regardless whether you. I mean, I feel it can be a little offensive. I mean, it's a lot. I think it's a lot offensive. I don't know. It's kind of like
I I didn't find it to be
well,
hardly offensive at all.
I guess
Maybe
what
I
I,
was just
well, you know what? I'm not trying to say offensive. I'm just saying I can see how people can get offended. I guess is why there's certain little things, not
um,
like just the characters. You know, like in my country, we would have had this. You know, like stuff like that. Like people just all the other little nuances that people complain about movies these days, kind of in this one. But this is from
yeah,
'95, and honestly, I didn't even realize that this. I feel like this is a big jump from '93 to '95. It's only 2 years, and from
yeah.
Son-in-Law to Jury Duty, and then prior Encino Man, and then you have in the army
It's
now,
before
and
this is
you have like
before Biodome,
and
right?
when's Biodome? I feel like Biodome's like '98 or something,
I think 96.
'96. So they're all right behind each other.
Yeah. And Biodome, man, I think that one's a classic. Like
Stephen
that
Baldwin.
one's yeah, dude, that one's a stupid movie that's like you love how stupid it is. You know, in that sense. Like um
'96, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, even it's
Back to back to back. I mean, he was knocking them out.
and like he said in Joe Rogan's, like I think I mentioned earlier, he said you know the Weasel thing was cool, then it wasn't cool, but I didn't realize how quick it was. His window was opportunity. It was just kind of like and he made a
Yeah,
big impact. I mean, he says born February 1st, 1968 in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, USA. So he's from LA.
he's not a transplant.
He's not a transplant man. He's an Angelino, you know. He's a guy that I mean to there's a tons of people that are from there and they don't get this far or he did I mean granted his I don't know whatever his circumstances is I think he still held himself well and I think the reason I like this movie a lot is like I fall this under my Norbit category like where you're not going in to see Class A material but you're getting a Class A production but it's up to you to just interpret the movie. You know, it's like how do you?
Yeah,
I feel like because I honestly this it comes into like when it comes into sensitivity or people that I could relate to this kind of character where other people are looking at you a different way. Even like Jed, he's like, look at this stuff, man. They're buying this stuff in Mexico, and the best part is they sell it by the pound. It's all like it's styrofoam.
It's so light.
It's
Yeah.
so light. Like he's a genius, but in essence, he does help him just crack the killer.
Yeah, and it's in your face the entire time too, man. Like,
it is in your face because even you see when Frank and Billy, I guess Stanley Tucci's character, when they meet in the beginning, he's like, hey, maybe I can help you out here because that guy's he's putting a whole wrap around his head and he's trying to do it. I was also gonna say the part where, man, I got messed up where it's at the end where oh man, I don't remember it. It was cracking me up right in my head. I got it. Sorry.
Because whenever he goes to Frank's house, and he's like, "You can't just be leaving your shoes everywhere, man."
No, that part was funny too. I can't. I just started thinking about Frank and how he tried to get out of it. Like it's so stupid. Like he just it is the killer is kind of it is in your face. It's he's in one of the jurors and he was doing it to make sure it's kind of there's kind of a methodical area there about where like this guy's willing to like go make sure he gets away with it. Oh, I crack up because he leaves. He goes, "Oh, Jed, you're a genius. Where you go? Where the hell you going? You can't just leave me out here by myself." Where he leaves him at the dump. He leaves him at the He's telling him what the heck. He's an old man. He's just like, where you go? You leave me. Because he lives like he fucking just leaves him there. Like he doesn't think about it. Like, why don't you just bring him with you? Or like, you have two people. That just like that cracks me up for some reason. That little scene, man. It's like, hey, what the hell are you taking my truck for? Because it just seems like that's something I would do to somebody. Like I mean, this movie does have the montages a lot. I'm seeing the one right here where he just got upgraded to the bedroom, and everyone else has a crappy ass apart. The historic wing. You are no one's doorman. You are. It's like I can't take it anymore. Because he's stuck with his principal. Like it is, I feel like there's a high school theme to this movie, where like he doesn't really grow up. Me going through the law system, going through the Judeo system, and seeing how it is firsthand. It kind of they do pick on a lot of good stuff, and it's not too deep, but like the way it is, a lot of the stuff, and just kind of having to go through a trial and all that. But I remember when I got in trouble, one of my brother's friends was in there, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this," and he was like, "Nah, this is too traumatic for me. I got to step out." And he walked out of the room. I was like, "No, I thought I had a." But there was like to me like the story of this is also simple, but I don't know. I like I said, it's like a Norbert movie to me. I'm not going in here. It's entertaining. I'm not going in here like trying to dissect it and pick at it and be like, "This is movie stupid" or wasting my time. This movie is not a waste of time, man. I honestly think. I mean. I just thinking about it from 93 to 95, it's just 2 years and what he was able to kind of change he changed into like was it Bud? Is Bud and which one's Bud? Which one's Doyle? I don't even know. Oh, Doyle is Squirrely, isn't he in the Biodome?
Yeah.
Joy Lawyer Adams, she's in that one.
Yes, she is.
I think he's who is he in Biodome? He plays Bud, yeah. Bud McIntosh. Like I think like that character can be a little bit more because once he shaves his head, he's kind of like coming he cut his hair. He's kind of like this kind of character, a little bit more mature. He in all his performances, I feel like he does change him up a bit. They kind of seem flat and kind of the same, but I don't know. I can see a little difference because now I'm comparing him to the other actors in the movies and what I actually know about filmmaking and how he can hold the scene. He can hold it, dude. One of those guys there, the foreign dude, I thought he was on Mad TV. I thought he was gonna go a little bit farther, but I actually don't know what he does. What is his name? Jorge. Well, in real life, his name is Jorge Luis Abreu, and he was on The Pest, Ocean's 13. He was in Friends.
Damn, so he was in a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, wow, yeah. He was. I know he's on Mad TV. I think he was one season on Mad. I could have sworn he was on Mad. Maybe let's see. I thought. Well, maybe I saw him as maybe a few sketches or something. His career seemed very. He's still doing stuff. 2015, not too long ago. He was in Ocean's 13 floor manager. So but a lot of these characters they kind of stick out a little bit. Nobody kind of repeats. Let's see, Jerry Duty to me. I mean, my notes, even the way I took my notes on this one were kind of silly. Let's see. I mean, I'm already kind of touched a lot of stuff I said. I do like the fact that there is some little motivation when he kind of gets he tells you the difference between a stun gun and a taser,
Hmm.
and then he proves him right, and he goes up to the principal. He goes, Principal Beasley. He goes, if I believe, others will believe. I think that's a strong message in there that you can get from it. And he's like, yes, it's like it's true, believe in yourself. He says, Jamie Cooley is smoking in the boys' room. Was it say like Earl Londy is playing with a boner in the back of the room? I was wondering, there's that one scene where the I guess lawyer, she's the defendant or the plaintiff, she's talking, and like I saw the background kind of with the judge in the background. I thought it was kind of green screen was off, but yeah, then it started going that transition where he's falling asleep. And he falls asleep during that. I mean, dude, that's boring, What he so him just pretending to pee, he's just delaying, huh? Like in the
Yeah, I
courtroom.
don't know. I don't know why.
I think it's because he doesn't want to go. He because it looks like a shoe in answer. Like this is the guy, but he's just trying. He doesn't know what to say. But now he's trying to like really use the things around him. I mean, I think it's very clever. I think this movie's a lot cleverer than it gets credit for. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff. Would you? He goes to his principal. Would you mind doing an experiment for us? Well, for you, anything. And then he snaps. He hits him with the stun gun.
Oh
Like,
no, he says nothing. I wouldn't do that at all. That's what he says.
yeah.
And then he just like, and then yeah, he gets him real quick.
It's,
Um, I like at the end too how Stanley Tucci just like takes him out with the pinky, like he just. And then another thing I have written down is he has him tied up by the arms. He's like, it's too tight, I can't breathe. Just like stupid.
Dude,
Oh
and then we get to see Tia running around in lingerie was very nice.
yeah,
Jerry and Foreman, it's just a bullshit title. Like a B is like you're Jerry and Foreman, and
yeah. He's always like, jury. Yeah,
I think like when that's what I'm saying. Like high school feel like if you haven't done anything since high school, any little thing you get, it's gonna be a big boom. He does the weasel call.
mm-hmm.
He does that.
Uh, yeah, I like it the very end too. Whenever the judge is like, "And for all your hard work, we have for you
Actually,
another
$5.
$5." Like,
The system, man, they're for you. I did like
how
that.
how did how did he end up with that girl anyway? Like, there was no like
The
buddy,
chemistry.
like with like son-in-law. Like I said, like with I feel like with both these movies, it's more like a friendship, and even in Jury Duty, even less than that. Just like I don't
I,
know,
I
he
think
fantasized about her and then he got her, kind
I
of
think
thing.
that's what it is, though. I think, and because there's a word boner comes on this movie, I think he's really just trying to boner, and I think that's just what it is. Like he's
Yeah.
just trying to get laid, and he's just showing you like this is like it shows you. I mean, he gets her because basically she sees like, oh, this guy. I mean, think about it. Like this reminds me of like the episode of American Dad when Roger goes through all this bullshit to make this lie work, but then Francine's like, well, look at all this stuff you did to get to that lie. Like it's like it's your motivation and his motivation and the character and the drive, and that's why I like the actor, the character's motivation is to delay this as long as he can, elongate this as long as he can, and I think he does a well performance in it. I'm not gonna say he's the best actor. I'm not gonna say it's like a Academy. I'm not blowing stuff out of the water. I'm just saying for what a movie is supposed to do, it hits enough for me to be like, oh, this is a good movie. I like the freaking the real quick the Vegas the mom and Jed are going to Vegas. I love that. I was like Vegas, yes. I made another. We talk about Vegas in here, and then they leave him there. Like they like he's like a little boy. Like made arrangements for you. He's like an adult. He's like 30 years old. And he's like a little boy. Um, yeah, mom still treats him like a little boy. What was I gonna say? The yeah, I had something else I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? I mean, for all purposes of this movie, he does a pretty believable guy trying to like not do something, not do the right, not do the right thing, but just not put up with everyone else. Even the guilty, like he does all 11, and then he does his not guilty. He's like, there's a you in it. Oh, like, I mean, you're telling me I can't see my girl? Like
Yeah.
every little bit of those things that adds up, it builds more tension for the character. There is a lot of it. Even like, I like that when he's like, juror number 6, sit down. Like, why does he just grab it? Like in Son-in-Law grabs the. Oh, another thing, like you said, he gets punched. Not only in this one, but in Son-in-Law and in Jury Duty, he gets his ass hit once and he's down. So he's like,
Yep.
he's not a fighter, you know. So the Weasel is definitely not a fighter. Let's see, I I just I like this movie. I'm not gonna say it's a like, you know, I'm not gonna encourage if it's a certain type of like, if I'm hanging out with somebody and like you think, like, you know, like especially hanging out with you, and I would just say let's watch. I've never seen it. This is exactly how I would do it. The same way, just kind of watch it, talk about it. There's really not much to talk about this movie. It's a very straightforward movie. The Stanley Tucci, the asbestos, starts going crazy. Like it's just like, you know, his character
Gets it all in his mouth, dude. Like,
he hits him with the book. He
yeah.
hits him with
In
the
my,
book, and he falls off the second story, and it like nothing.
that's what these are for. No, I have in my notes, like I said, I called it. I called that Stanley Tucci was the killer. Not that this is a real brain buster of like a mystery or anything like that, but it was one of the things that kind of caught my eye is whenever they are like in the room deliberating, and he's trying to convince everybody like, hey, this guy's innocent, and like Stanley Tucci turns his back, and it's like there's just like little things in there that I was just like, that seems suspect, you know. Not to mention, it's Stanley Tucci, so he's kind of a big deal nowadays. Like I feel like a lot of people could recognize him out of the lineup. They may not know his name, but they definitely recognize him from a movie.
He's a good actor.
So he is, man. And so I think that also was kind of like a trigger, like, oh, you know, maybe this guy's a little bit more than he seems. Like everybody else is just like, and I guess at the time I wouldn't even call them like B actors, but like people that they're like extras, you know. All the jury is, and like Pauly Shore is the main character, and then like what did we say? Tia is the next, and then Stanley Tucci. You know, like that would be the order of what.
Like the love interest. So let me ask you this: how did you feel about the reveal once you found out it was Stanley Tucci, or because this says Frank on the credits, and then good old
yeah, and it's Billy, free Billy Willie, not
no, kill Tommy, like he's playing with him.
Yeah.
What do you think? About how they did it, where he goes and gets the real Frank? How Billy goes and you get to see that it's him now. Like they kind of reveal it. Like
I thought that was good. I thought how they did it, where it was like, oh, you know, thanks for covering for jury duty for me and all this. Like it's almost like still trying to keep that away from you, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's Frank. You know, like I like that. That was a good way to reveal. Yeah, for sure. And then,
anytime,
like I said,
Frank.
and like I said, whenever Pauly Shore comes in and he's just like tripping over the body, doesn't even notice anything. You know, it's just like, oh my god, dude! Like, it's almost irritating, but like, that's how the movie progresses, and that's how you get to where you're at, or get to where you're going. You know, like.
Yeah,
it makes sense in hindsight, but it's just like, you idiot, man! Like you're tripping over a body and you don't know, there's those feet in their shoe, like there has to be something.
He's so oblivious about his surroundings. He's just like, hey. I did want to mention about this movie. I think because now when you look at it, you do recognize a lot of these actors and actresses in this movie.
Yeah.
Like you got to but I think when it came out. And
it wasn't the case.
It wasn't. I think what happens is it's just very Pauly Shore and Tia Carrere, and then that was it. And I think with now, like when you go back and watch it, I think when you watch this, I think the generation that it came out in, I think this movie was just a little bit too much, a little bit ahead of its time, just a little bit. Because I feel like it fell into as I watched as a kid, I loved this movie. I thought it was hilarious. A lot of and now when I'm going back and understanding acting and understanding what I'm looking for in a shot, some good shots in here. There's some good dialogue. I mean, there's a monologue where Monica tells Tommy like about, you know, like you're wasting everybody's time, you know, like he like I'm trying to find out if this is all in like 2 days span or 1 day, like how many nights did they spend?
Oh no, dude, it had to have been.
He did it for like weeks.
Months.
I mean, they said it right. He let it go for a while.
Yeah, Like I feel like it would be months
Yeah.
if they
So
were in this.
because like a lot of
Because
yeah
I
a lot of
mean, oh, and they were back. Surely they were back from Vegas like for a while because it wasn't like they were just getting back, you know.
mhm. Oh, that's true. It's not like
So
oh that's why where you're gonna stay. They just took the whole damn house.
mhm.
Um, oh, just all the research, even the lawyer 1 hour lawyer was called the law for beginners handbook. Like he's
Yeah,
trying, like maybe, and this is what I think because I puts that pressure up. Like, hey, dude, he needs to figure this shit out. And I think that's what it does. I think for a lot of people, like procrastinators or people that are consider they call you lazy or they just. I think it's just trying to figure it out and figure out what you needed to. I mean, Peanut does kick Lassie's ass, so for a lot of the movies, um, I I don't know. I think it just kind of missed missed. I think it just kind of missed the audience for its time just by a little bit. I don't think this is like a super like watch them now, but I think this is an entertaining movie. I guess we should get to like the rating now. I think we're at that time now
yeah.
where we should talk about it. So let's go back to the son-in-law real quick. I would just like to go through the way we like to do it is I like going like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and then like the Wikipedia just kind of get the facts. So Son-in-Law 1993 on IMDb got a 5.9 out of 10 on at a 17,300 I guess votes. And then on Rotten Tomato,
Yep.
wow, a 21. I didn't see this one. I saw the one for Jerry Do. I didn't see the one for so the 21.
It's
What's up?
yeah. I was looking at Jerry Duty right now on the
Yeah.
critics score.
So
Like,
20 for 21 out of 19 people to the critics, they gave it a 21. There is no conscious yet, like a concessions. I can't. They have
consensus.
consensus. There you go. Thank you.
The
But there's the
butcher.
butcher strikes again. What do you call it? Like I said, you put too many vowels or in a word, it throws me off. The audience score out of 54,581 ratings, it's got a 58. I That's pretty
That's
solid.
fair.
What did
Yeah.
it? So it grossed. Okay, so it was budgeted was 20 million. Man, 20 million for a 95-minute film. That's not too bad. And then it grossed 36,448,400. So it made about $16.5 million. So that's a profit, I guess, for a $20 million movie. Almost made double.
Yeah. Let's see here.
What do you think is I already because I already rated this one. What did I think? Yeah,
So did I. I rated him just a minute ago.
yeah. Even after
Let's see.
I
I'm
feel.
trying to find. I'm
What's
trying
up?
to find how much it cost. They just have the gross for jury duty. They don't even say how much it cost.
Oh, they didn't tell you. Oh,
Like,
let's see if we can find it.
no.
Or
I
let's
looked on
see.
Wikipedia too.
Wikipedia. Oh, yeah, I didn't even look at that. Let's see that real quick. Okay, so I have it here on jury duty. I have the budget was 21 million and the box office was 17 million, so it went four under.
Oof,
But I
that has to
mean,
suck.
when you go on the jury duty, okay, now this is like okay, when you go on the jury duty review, okay, so 12 people gave this a 0. You kidding me?
This,
Not
there's
one line.
no like. That's ridiculous.
Dude, I think one of the worst rated movies on IMDb is what's it called? Served? Not Served. Not it's called the breakdancing movie.
You got served.
You Got Served. That's got one of those. I would totally pick this way over You Got Served. Like a zero,
There's a lot of movies I would pick over this one.
and even they don't write a consent consent. Oh, I can't say help me out, dude. Consensus. I
Consensus.
was saying the word right till now. I'm messing it up, but consensus. Whatever. I want to say concession stand for some reason. But the audience score is a 20. It's a 26 out of 14,971. Okay, that's I mean, I understand that it didn't really make any money, but all right, where do you got for son-in-law?
All right, for son-in-law, I have a 10. All right, this is I think this is a great movie to recommend. It's a good introduction to Pauly Shore. Um, it's a wholesome movie. You're gonna I feel like you're gonna enjoy the ride. It's gonna be funny and goofy, and you can understand this movie even if you haven't been the fish out of water. You know,
Yeah.
you can get, you know, you'll get something out of this movie for sure. I feel like that's one good thing about Son-in-Law is you're gonna get something. You know, I yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. What do you got?
Man, like just hearing your stories and kind of changed mine a little bit because I had it. I go, it's a 7, 8, or 9 for me before I started. And as we're going through this, I want to see where I'm gonna get. And then talking to you and then sharing it, and I'm like, man, it to me it falls in between an 8 and a 9.
Yeah,
Like I said, and it's probably short, man. I do like a lot of the stuff he's in. I'm doing this as a straight up like just I guess a critic or someone that's just being honest. I don't think it's like the best movie. It's not. It's definitely not 13 and 12 or 11, but
no,
it's
no,
it's it's easily could be a 10, like you said. I mean, I think it's a well made movie. I feel like it. I
mm,
feel like it's definitely a family movie. There was a time there where kind of I wanted to watch it with like my little brother and little sisters. I could do that and I feel safe with that. Like nothing wrong with that at all. Kind of maybe have to explain to them what a roofie is. Maybe like hey, because but maybe. But outside of that, like they can pick it up. You can get it. You can pick up on it. Um, you're right. Wholesome family. There's growth, character development. It's a it's not just a fish out of water. There's more. There's a little bit more to it. There's love in there. There's innocence. There's just
yep,
just being comfortable wherever you're at, and that's why I'm like it's around 8 or 9. If I were to really focus at 8.5, but I'll do 9. I think it's a 9. I think really after talking to you and just your experience, the way you were raised and the way you kind of can relate to this, and also the way I was raised and the way it's like it was a very enjoyable movie. Like we both could even like watch this movie and just be like, "Hey, Son-in-Law's on, let's watch it." Same
yeah,
same thing. I think that's where like if you were chilling at my house, I'll chill at your house. Hey, let's watch it. Or if we have it on one of us on DVD, like, dude, what's the last time you seen this one? Pop it in. Like that's kind of one of those movies. Jerry Duty. I don't know what to say about this zero.
I want you to rate it first.
I don't know where to. I don't even know why 12. You give it a 0. That means you watched Jury Duty from the beginning to the end, and you were so like
You
unaffected
didn't
by
laugh
it.
one time.
Yeah, you don't laugh one time. You're gonna give it a 0. Yeah, like I like, and I'm not even gonna try to like balance it out and give it a higher score than I was gonna intentionally give it. I'm just gonna say I'll give it the honest score that I thought it was gonna give it, and the reasons why I would give it this score. But let's go in here that even the good ratings of this movie, if the last one was August 14th, 2019, a stupid comedy, but it can be a fun time waster if you're feeling like a '90s time warp. That's a good way to say it. This person gave it a 2 star. A 2.5 star was a movie so bad you can't hate it. Plus, it also has Dice Clay and a cameo. Very funny scene. True. Here's somebody who gave it a 4 star. Daniel R. Hilarious movie. Pauly Shore is just hilarious anyway, and he has to go to jury duty to get paid because he didn't have a job. It's funny. It's funny. He really is. Like these are nice to me. Here's a 1. How the hell did Pauly Shore still get movies green lighted after all the bombs he mustered up in the late '80s and early '90s? That was in 2015. But you don't know that they're bombs until later, or you don't. There's like a cult, fan cult classic or something, where people gravitate to it. So with a 0, to me, that is very like a film. Just to make a movie in general is very very difficult, very challenging. Just to make a very cohesive movie, the ones with the critics in this movie said a lot of them said what they couldn't. It says the smartest thing. Oh, this is another someone that gave it a 1 star. The smartest thing going for this dumb comedy is that it opens while the real life jury, the O.J. Simpson murder trial appears to be self combusting. Like I was like, say hi to Judgito. That was the judge for O.J. Oh, here's the one. Robert Ebert. He said, "Shore's appeal
Yeah,
must be limited to people worse." This okay. This is the one where I really. This is when I was like, "F you." Shore's appeal must be limited to people whose self-esteem and social skills are so damaged that they find humor or at least relief in counting in countering a movie character less successful than themselves. And this was January 1st, 2000. Basically saying that you have to be a loser to get this movie. That's what I'm. Was that was he saying? Is that what's coming off?
yeah. I'm reading the entire review right now, and he said the screenplay by yada 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 has some good lines, of which my favorite is "Oh, to be young and on death row." So I think he gave it a 1 out of 4. He didn't give it a 0. Um, which I mean, for a critic seeing a comedy that's like that's just like a zany, crazy comedy, I can see that. I mean, like I said, Roger Ebert, he's pretty well respected as far as critics go. So I don't necessarily like his take on stuff, but I do like reading what he has to say, why he got to where he got, because you know,
I did not know there was a full review on this. I just clicked that. That's all you said. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at it now.
yeah.
You're right. I mean, I guess you're right. It is me getting like with like normal things on the internet. You get upset when you just read the headliner.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, and like I said, I mean, this isn't his type of movie anyway. Like I said, I feel like he's more of a film by instead of a Steve Rash film, you know,
hmm
or you know.
Yeah.
So he's more of the artsy, like what he's. Of course, you're gonna get something from the movie, but he's more like I need it to be subtle. I need it to be
Movie. It is.
nuanced.
I'm
Yeah.
a aristocrat here. So my score for this, and I'll probably change it a little bit after I hear yours. I'm between 7 and 8 on this one.
Oh yeah, we're right around the same. I'm at 7.
Yeah,
I'm
7.
at 7 for this movie.
Yeah,
You know, like you said, you haven't seen this movie. We got it. All right, cool. Let's watch it. You know, like I could see that. It's a good movie. It is. It's a good movie to just have on the background, like, and you could pop in and be like,
yeah, the
oh,
boats.
it's not much. I guess it's kind of like driving in Austin. You don't have to pay attention that much. You know, kind of like what I said
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can just kind of phone it in and be able to pick up where where you left off and not have to. It's not really a thinker. Neither one of these movies are. It's just a kind of like background is a good way, and Son-in-Law is going to get a little bit higher score just because of the nostalgia factor of the at the end of the movie. I'm just like, all right, cool. Like that was, you weren't expecting him to end up with a girl, but that's kind of just where it took you, and you're not mad about it. It was like I said, everybody kind of grew a little bit. Everybody
Uh,
found something new.
I would say about jury duty. Like this is 1995. Like comedies were still being figured out. You know,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
and
didn't Tom Arnold make a movie called The Stupids?
God, yes.
Like, and then you have the audacity to shit on other movies, but that movie got made. Like, I don't.
The stupid. Well, it actually has a Bug Hall from Alfalfa. Yeah, he made this
Yeah,
one in '96, dude. Oh God, are we going Tom Arnold next? Wow.
no, 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 no. Let's not watch The Stupids. That's not what I'm saying.
No, 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 no.
um,
I'm just saying because Tom Arnold is like we're going '90s, like dude, Tom Arnold. But
if we're going Tom Arnold, we're going Soul Plane, my friend. Um,
we're going Mr. Roseanne Barr.
yeah, you know. So
I
yeah.
mean, well, they
Oh
got
wow. Whoa, 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 whoa.
what's up? What you crack? What's going on? What you find
So
out?
in The Stupids, they have Colonel Niedermeyer from Animal House in it. Like that's his name, is Niedermeyer.
Oh yeah.
The guy, it's the same guy who plays him too. I'll be damned. That's kind of funny.
I was like when they did
That
that.
made The Stupids just a little bit better.
But it helped you out just a little bit more. Yeah,
Yeah,
there he is. You're
and
right.
and it people liked it less than Jury Duty. So
The Stupids.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has a 4.3. So
4.3. I mean, I clicked on Tom Arnold's name on IMDb, and I say, let's see what he's got. True Lies, love it. And he's got The Stupids, and McKell's Navy wasn't too bad.
no,
And then Exit Wounds, I can't really remember Exit Wounds too much. I gotta watch it again. There's a Steven Seagal and I don't remember him that. And
DMX.
DMX. I was gonna say Tupac. I'm so stupid. No, DMX, man. Oh, dude, I love DMX. Love me some DMX. Helped me get through freshman year of high school, man.
Where the hood at, man?
Mm-hmm. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Oh yeah, look. Wow, is it really? Well, really? Tom Arnold's first acting performance is in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, the number 6 one, 1991. Childless Man as Mr. Tom Arnold. This can't be real.
Really?
I did not. What? He got his role. He got his starting. I thought he was already in Roseanne and all that. Oh wait, when was Roseanne? Yeah, he has 173 credits. Tom Arnold, look at you trying.
Oh, so that was his first like film credit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And Roseanne was 08. Well, because it ended. It was ended in '93, so he kind of. It was starting in '89. It was only 4. Wow, Roseanne was only 4 years. That's. I thought it was a little more than that.
Yeah, so did I.
Well, and then they got that spinoff.
No, that was just his run on it. It lasted for 10.
Okay, yeah, his run on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because it was from 1988 to, well, it says 2018, but
I guess it shows you how much a Roseanne fan. I mean, I've seen a lot of the episodes. So coming from son-in-law to Jerry Duty, we're jumping into December 1st as it is today, right now, this moment, and we're at Christmas. It's coming up. We have the holiday Christmas. We have New Year's coming up. Are we doing any Christmas stuff? Anything you think we could extract from here? Anything you want to go? Any other realm you'd like to touch from how we got here? Because I like how we got to Pauly Shore. Just kind of felt right into it.
It felt like it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And son-in-law. By the way, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was rough when it was rough, but fun when it was fun. So yeah. How was yours, man?
It was good. I worked for the first half of it, and then came home and cooked. And let's see here, we ate at 5:30, and 8:00 I was passed out, and I didn't wake up till the next day. So it was pretty good, dude. That food has been knocking me out.
That video.
I haven't slept so damn good.
Okay.
But it's terrible because the food's god awful for me. It's just like mac and cheese and stuffing, and like I don't even. The worst thing about it is like I don't even feel like I'm like, like about to die full. It's just like, all right, cool. And I've been eating pretty big sized plates. They're not. It's kind of scary. I'm like, what's going on here, man? Like, am I just getting that fat?
It's that time of year.
That too, but I am packing on the pounds, man. It's been happening over the past year. Working in Central Market has not done me well.
Oh, dude, I worked at restaurants, man. That's why I kind of got into more vegetarian stuff because I was just eating. Like when I worked at the steakhouse, man, I easily gained 12 pounds like my first week there because it's just like try all these cuts of meat, and then you have people send steaks back, and they're like, everybody's ever been working there for so long, but they don't even want it. They're like, you want it? I'm like, yeah, I've never. This is a $125 steak. You're damn right, I want it. No one's touched it. Hell yeah, like. It's like, well, not $125 steak, sorry. I mean, well, you could make it a $125 steak, but, it's like, I think with that video you sent me, I was like, damn, he's eating good. Like,
yeah.
I went back home. Oh, God. I go back home, and I love eating, like, the real authentic Mexican food. It's right on the border. And I just kind of go back to my main spots. But, man, the food is so heavy. So heavy. I think if we're talking about food and we kind of mentioned something earlier, and Good Burger might come to mind.
Ooh.
I just don't know what to compare it to. Because
there's
Kel Mitchell and Kenan Thompson, I don't know what else they got. I wouldn't mind watching Good Burger, or we can compare it to Nickelodeon movies. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Let's see here, Good Burger. There's something.
There's something there we can do because Abe Vigoda's in both of these. I haven't seen Good Burger in a while, but I wouldn't mind watching it again, dude. Like I said, this is what we're here for. We're here to just catch up and talk about it. Like, dude, Kel Mitchell, Kenan Thompson, Sinbad, Abe Vigoda, Shar Jackson, Dan Schneider. I heard some horrible things about Dan Schneider on the internet, man.
What's he been doing?
Oh man, this is the guy that he was the iCarly girl, I think. Like apparently he's Me Too like every chick on his shows. Like
Jesus.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Yeah.
He looks it, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of like. Yeah, dude, and I don't
really.
Yeah, exactly. Like I. I understand when they say proven guilty till innocent. Like he's supposed to be innocent to proven
Yeah.
guilty. Uh,
You know, it's funny that you mentioned Good Burger because whenever you said food, you know what the first movie that came to mind was?
which one?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
But that I don't wanna compare these two. I think
Wow, dude. I don't know, man. I wish. Well, I don't want to go so John Favreau right away because I love Chef. So we can find something like Chef and compare it maybe with Good Burger. Let's do something like that. Maybe we can do a comedy of food and then like a reality, a real serious one with food, like Chef. Not Chef. What's the other one with? I haven't seen it, but I know Aaron Eckhart.
with uh the Bradley Cooper one, Burnt.
Burnt. I've seen that one. That's a good
Yeah,
one. That was a good. I'm talking about the Catherine Zeta-Jones one, and I think it's where she plays like a chef. Oh, it might be. I don't know
I
what.
think I know. It's old. It's not old, but it's been a minute since that came
I'm
out.
just gonna really Google search real fast. Food movies, sausage parties, right there.
No, no, thank you.
Um, I do love
Um,
The Founder by Michael Keaton. That's a great movie. It's not. It's kind of boring, but God,
no
it's
reservations. That's what you're talking
that's what I'm
about.
talking about. There you go. Hey, how come when I put
Um,
food movies, how come The Road comes out in here? Because there's no food in that one. Oh, you know what's a pretty good one? It's let me see if I can find it real quick. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's like Butters. Let's see real quick. It's with
oh, you know what? I just thought of a movie that has Kel Mitchell in it. That's around that time.
Mystery Man.
Mystery Men.
Yes. Are we gonna go kill Mitchell? I'll do that. I don't. You want? We?
Oh, dude, that I mean, those
I,
are like the only two movies.
yeah.
And he
No.
was in. Okay, so it's funny, man. Like we were watching the show called The Parkers. It has Monique in it, and it's like a spinoff of that Brandy show
Mhm.
called Moesha. And Kel is in there like a couple. He has like two arcs. I think it may only be an episode long, but he's in there twice. And I was like, and even Keenan, he's in the show for a minute. Uh, but dude, it's we've already watched it like two times
Dude,
through.
why are we messing around? Why are we even messing around? Come on, really? Waiting?
Oh shit, yeah.
Are we gonna do like a, I haven't even. You want to do a waiting one and waiting two, or do you want us to do a good burger and do a good burger and waiting and see how you get? Right, I mean, so why are we messing around,
Mm,
man? We want to go do a little bit of waiting.
no, let's dude,
What you
if
think?
we do okay, see if we're gonna do waiting, then I say that we do slam and salmon as well.
Oh, okay.
If we're gonna do
We're
that.
gonna do food. Okay, so the way we I because this one incorporates a lot of us. Now we would be bringing back Broken Lizard, which this show is the first time we've done it, and we have no rules. So I don't have a problem bringing back, especially Broken Lizard. I have no issue with that.
None.
I like this because we both are service guys, and
Yes.
we're kind of that's kind of our pedigree.
If we're gonna be honest, I'm a service guy that's wanting to do anything, desperately anything besides service right now. You
That's
know?
what we're gonna, dude. Dude. Okay, we'll do it. Salmon slamming and waiting. Well, I guess waiting and salmon slamming. Because also salmon slamming, I didn't even see it at the theater. Um,
No.
and it's kind of one of those movies that kind of felt like fell under the.
It really did. Hey, and whenever you write waiting down, don't forget about the three dots. All right.
I did not do
It's
that.
waiting dot dot dot.
Oh,
All
I did
right.
not.
Okay.
You're right. I was. I'm like, why are we messing around? Let's jump into this because with waiting, it kind of opens up. Oh, it does have the three dots. Waiting, it's have the three dot. I mean, it's a 2005. It's rated R. It's an hour and a half, maybe about 90 minutes. Yeah, this is a must. So we are gonna go. I do like this because man, I do. Okay, I do like this. This is a good one, man, because these are like
Yeah.
food movies. But Good Burger's a nice little cute one. But when you compare these two movies to each other, I mean, even if we were to do Waiting and Waiting Two, like I don't I don't think that would be two because I feel like Waiting Two didn't get any like love at all.
Yeah.
But
Still waiting was. It was just. Yeah. I remember watching it and I was like, eh.
mm. I do like that one part where they tell the with
It takes
the
it takes out the good part of waiting, and that's
yeah
Ryan Reynolds and Justin Long.
yeah.
Like that's what makes the movie work is the chemistry between those two.
I do like that. That's that line where they tell that what's the his advanced or like his name's Advanced in another show, but he goes, "Oh, you're racist." He goes, "I'm not racist. I hate everybody." It doesn't racist means you only hate specific. He's like, "No, I hate everybody." All of to me like that. I remember I heard that line in that movie, but I remember hearing that in real life when I was younger, and I remember
Yeah.
being like, "Whoa, that's like someone said that. Like someone called someone a racist. It's like, oh, f you. I'm not a racist." I hate everybody. Because of you, I hate you even more now. And I was like, whoa. I think I was like in 10th grade or something. Or like, whoa, someone said that. But
Dude, waiting. My favorite quote from that is Dane Cook, which
welcome to Thunderdome.
Thunderdome, bitch. Like you gotta throw that bitch in there. Like that used to be my favorite thing. You have somebody new, and then you finally get a feel for them. Like, welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Oh, dude,
Like,
we can. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your fire on that one. That's just, I love saying that. We can also, man, I like that because this is gonna be our experience. We can talk about, dude.
oh,
I've been writing down some ideas about just waiting and me as a waiter, and just I was like, damn, I got a lot of material, man. I got a shit ton of material just sitting down and I'm like, I'm not even making this up. I'm just talking about a 25-minute conversation I had with somebody while like I'm trying to leave the table and they're not letting me leave. You know, there's nobody here, but I don't need to be here for 25 minutes talking to you. Like, you know, but well, it is getting a little late, and I'm pretty much. I know you look like you had to work. I mean, you had to work, and I kind of.
I'm off, but I'm tired.
Yeah, you're tired. So we're gonna call it a night already. But we do have coming up waiting and salmon slamming. Oh, this
Get
is gonna
ready,
be
folks. This probably is going to be a 4-hour conversation with all of our stories between the two of us.
If we have to, we'll do a two-parter because I'm finding out editing it takes way too long. So if we'll do if you know what, for everybody listening for next time, if we do a two-parter, I'm okay with it because
Yeah.
we're gonna have a lot of material to work with. And I'm still adding these movies to my collection. So Pauly Shore, when we get you a cameo, just remember I have all your movies. So kind of a big fan. Keep up your work. But without that being said, you were listening to Side by Side with the one and only
Ben Garrett.
and CJ Robles, and today we did Pauly Shore, and we're moving on to two other movies, Waiting and Sam and Simon. So thank you for listening to us, and we'll talk to you later.
Have a good night.